Exactly. So there are certain things that will happen naturally when you're actually in the right emotion, right? One of those is details, right? Notice how he's talking about the smells, the sights. I saw the condor. The other thing is, as you mentioned, the tonality will change. So when you're feeling that emotion, your tone will shift naturally. Now, again, this doesn't mean you should reverse engineer it and be like, well, let me give the details and let me adjust my tonality and all this. No, no, no. What was he doing the best? Which part actually made it work?
Authenticity.
Bingo. It's coming from inside of him. And if he feels the emotion as he's expressing it, then you're guaranteed to, right? Whether or not he gets the details exactly right or he changes his tonality in the right way, if he's feeling it on the inside, it's actually going to land and it's actually going to make an impact, right? Very, very good. I don't think we have time for this, but what you can do, if you want to practice this, this goes for everybody. If you want to practice this, do an invite, right? Do a pulling energy, and then have a friend be like, no, I don't like Peruvian food. And feel how that resistance impacts your energy. Because this is how you overcome conflict, right? Remember, we're talking about what level are you hitting the energy with, right? So if somebody is saying, no, I don't want this, and you're saying yes, then you can actually test the level of emotion against that. I say do it with a friend because you don't want to get into real conflicts with like people in your life. But then that could be sort of a practice of like how much are you expressing the emotion. Yeah. Awesome, great job.
Thank you.
All right, give a round of applause. All right, who else wants to practice pulling invitational energy? Who wants to invite people in to something you have? Anybody who wants to make more money should be doing this. Come on up here.
Swag Sensei.
The fire username.
Yeah.
If you ever watch Swag Sensei.
Yeah.
I've watched Swag Sensei.
All
right. Should I stand? Yeah.
Whatever gets you into the emotion.
All right, guys. I have an amazing offer for you guys. I am doing a curated event where it is just networking amongst highly intentional, highly conscious individuals, right? Access is limited, and we're gonna make sure that everyone is vetted so that when you show up, you know for a fact you're gonna be surrounded by like-minded individuals. You're gonna be surrounded with people with a shared intention of growth, connection, and, you know, having a good time. So, anyone interested in joining me in this event?
Help yeah, bro. I'm in. Sold.
All right. Let's round of applause first of all. All right. Feedback from all of you. Be honest. How many of you felt his emotion when he was saying that?
He seemed nervous a bit.
I felt a little bit nervous in fact doing that.
Okay. So I would agree with him, right? You're saying all the right stuff, but you're not tapped into the emotion of it. So I would challenge you, do it again.
Yeah.
But this time, really feel into what's it gonna be like at this event? Like what kind of conversations are gonna happen? You know, whose lives are gonna get changed? Like how good is the vibe gonna be? Feel that and then share it again.
Tap into an experience that you've actually had.
Yes.
And share that with it.
Right. So do you guys ever go to an event and you just remember indefinitely? Great, you know, nostalgia. It's like sometimes those events just bring you joy for the rest of your life. You just have to think back on it and it just lights you up, right? You just met amazing people. You just danced yourself to a state of bliss, right? The music was just hitting different. You know, you made friends, and that, you know, lasted well off into the future. You know, if you've ever just had that moment where you just felt like the man, you just felt like you were on fire, just your energy was well received everywhere you went, right? You know, I'm gonna be creating events where that is the status quo. That's the environment, that's the standard you guys can expect to feel, right? Everywhere you go, you're turning people and just connecting with them on such a deeper level. You're like, wow, where have you been all my life? You know, I just feel so seen and understood. You know, would you guys be interested in hearing more about events like that? Some of you?
Awesome. All right. Give him a round of applause. You felt the emotion more this time around.
Sure.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely.
I have feedback.
Go for it.
I feel like you're, as a person who can be very in my head, I feel like you're very in your head right now. And you were saying all the right things, like the words you're saying were right, but you were concentrating so much on them. And I thought maybe this, like, instead of saying you're gonna get this, or you could even say all that, but could you say it like as if you are them there? Or like it's a set. Like Wiz is gonna be there, and then J-Lo comes out, and then like kind of like that might help you embody some of the emotion and excitement.
Right. Yeah, I'm speaking about something, or like, he spoke to something he has already experienced. I'm speaking to something that I would like to create. I think that's why it's kind of hard to feel what it's exactly like, because it's more of a construct in my imagination than it is a past experience. I did my best to tie it into something similar, right? But I do think that you're right, like it could maybe use a little more structure.
I have some feedback for you. You know how earlier Wiz was talking about the ingredients? I think you were heading on the right direction. Was at the beginning, the article structure was saying, hey, do remember things that reaching nostalgia. And then I immediately followed again, right? So that already started the emotion. So then maybe you go into your journeys, there was this one event that changed my life. It's like, oh, this, and that.
Yeah.
And now I make this where it's like that. So you get
Right, I was trying to like kind of beat around the bush and not related to any particular event. I was being less like, I was being indirect. And I think you guys could sense that,
Yeah.
right? Like I didn't want it to compare to any other thing because I wanted it to be its own standalone
Yeah.
thing, right? I don't want it to be seen in relationship to any of the other things I've done, because I want to be a little different, right? So, but I think you're right on that.
And I can sense that there's a layer of integrity when you respect people's experiences. That's where you're coming from. But underneath that, there's a layer that disconnects that. So what he's talking about is the emotions on how to feeling that it emanates from you. It doesn't matter if my experience, certain experience was different than yours. The feeling is what he wants you to feel.
Like,
Right.
like if they go and they're gonna be able to network and they're going to grow their following and they're going to leave with partnerships, that's all true. But like, how are they gonna feel when they leave? Like, are they gonna be psyched? Are they gonna be, it's gonna be unbelievable? Are they gonna be so amped to be there? Are they gonna blow their minds at who they meet? And,
Right.
like, you're gonna make friends of Black for life. What would that feel like? It's like, I don't host parties anymore. But like, when I used to host house parties, it's like, I would be so psyched about what's about to go down at my place today,
Can everyone feel her energy by the way? She's just sharing this. So this is the polarity of what we're working on, right? What Brennan worked on earlier today was, what's the recipe for baking this cake? Like, what is the formula for what you have to say? This is the other side of it, right? Whoever's had bread that was baked with love, right? Baked with love, right? You can't like say, there was the love ingredient, right? Like they pulled it out of the love can and poured it into the cake, right? But it's a feeling, it's an emotion that's coming through, and people are actually doing the thing. So what we're focused on now is how we bake with love, right? And sometimes, like, if you ever watch little kids make like muffins, sometimes the muffins come out a little bit like floppy. But you know what? Those muffins definitely were baked with love, right? So we're flexing a different muscle here, which is the how much emotion are we able to emanate. So I'll challenge you to do it one more time.
Sure.
Completely forget all the words and just like share, maximally tap into the feeling you want them to have and just pour it out in the room. Go for it.
All right, guys, have you ever just lost yourself in the night, just been there, fully present, not thinking about the future or the past, just enjoying the moment, enjoying your company, enjoying the music, just enjoying the vibe, like I could not want to be anywhere else, I've experienced that a few times for sure in my life, this last time I did, it charged me up for the rest of my days, for weeks, months after that, I was just filled up with connection and joy. And I realized that that does not have to be so scarce. It does not have to be, you know, an annual thing or just by chance, right? I think that we can intentionally set out to pursue these and incorporate these into our lives more frequently. And I think that I'm kind of losing the plot. I'm losing the
Tell us
side
about
of it.
acai.
Acai. All right, acai. If you know me, I love a good acai bowl.
Who saw his energy change right now? You guys see that? You feel that? Feel in your body where that was. Where was that?
Right in my heart.
All right, that's where you're gonna tap into.
Yes.
Just blow that emotion up and let it pour out of your mouth.
A nice, beautiful acai bowl on a hot summer day. Just hits the spot, right? I mean, nothing like nourishing fruit from earth, just designed to be flavorful and fuel you right up so you keep coming back for more. Spreading those seeds far and wide and expanding the growth of this beautiful, all these beautiful plants, right? Fruit is actually one of the most true sources of food, right? It is designed to be eaten so that the seeds can spread far and wide, right? It hits on a different level. Now you combine that with, you know, making it with love, right? And then you make it a positive experience for people. It really becomes a highlight in somebody's day more than it is just a food experience, right? It becomes a moment of forgetfulness, like I was talking about, where you're just fully present and engulfed in this is right where I want to be right now, right? You're not thinking about where I should be, where I could have been. None of that. You're right there, right where you want to be. And yeah, that's also equals for me sometimes.
All right, here we go. All right, what do you guys notice? Give them feedback.
You look more lifted up. I found that very trying. You're just like, you're more authentic.
Thank you. Yeah.
Bro, when you say that, I think acai was like, you channel it, bro. I thought it was like the name of your girlfriend or something. It was like big.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad that you called that out.
I think the number one thing is that you lack conviction. And you lack conviction because the details aren't set. And the details aren't set because you haven't worked on it enough to actually be convicted in the details. So it's impossible to even have the energy. It is quite literally impossible to have the energy because the energy is not existent. The energy is not existent because you don't even believe in the thing that you don't even know is a thing because the thing isn't even a thing yet.
Right.
So you have to hammer out the details on what this is going to be. You're going to have to think about the best nights that you've ever had at an event. You're going to have to think, why the fuck was it the best event ever? What about the event made it the best thing ever? What was the host doing? What was the setup of the production? What was the music like? You're going to have to nail all those things down. What was the location? You're going to put all those things down and you are going to be convicted by the details to where it will be impossible to convince you otherwise because you will have the firsthand experience. Just like it's impossible for someone to tell you that acai bowls fucking suck. You're like, then you're not part of this crew, and that's okay. But you're truly convicted in that because you have the details and the experience.
And that's the other side of the polarity, right? Like, who here thinks this man's never had a bomb acai bowl before? You're like, no, he definitely knows what that shit tastes like. Why? Because you can feel it emanating out. Also, did anyone notice how he got the tonality, say, quote unquote, right? But you notice the tonality shift when you started talking about that?
Yeah.
Right?
Because of authentic.
Exactly. So all the little technical things like, let me share details, let me get my tonality right, all the little things that you need to change, your brain can just do that unconsciously because you're tapping into that emotion, right? So, and that's really the big thing that I'm trying to get across to you is when you tap into that emotion, everyone else can resonate with it and your communication skyrockets because people really don't want information. Like if you just want that, like you go to ChatGPT and be like, hey, how good does an acai bowl taste? If you want to feel how good an acai bowl tastes, talk to Nick, right? If you're in San Diego, check out his shop.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's like before, that's a great analogy, like telling the ingredients of the acai bowl versus we look up at you and I literally am like watching you taste it. And then I'm like, oh no, that is really
Yeah.
good.
Who here doesn't understand how this is related to content? Is there anybody that doesn't quite get like, but what does this have to do with content though? Or does everybody just get it completely? Don't be shy. If you don't get it, that's totally fine. Is anybody slightly at all unclear on how this relates to content?
Can you bridge the gap?
Yeah, I'll bridge the gap for you guys. So when you're posting content, like You guys, especially when you're starting, you're gonna think like, oh, look, there's some words that I have to say, right? Let me go and like, let me see some hooks. Let me like say the right words. However, who here is like understanding the difference and like how interesting it's been to like listen to Nick as he goes and says the words, or he actually feels it? You guys don't feel like the difference in like the amount of attention that you're paying to him?
Yes.
Okay, so like, what do you think would happen if you just said the exact same words in a viral hook, but you're like, yo, I'm manifesting that only people in tune with the intent of the shamans of ancient Mexico are gonna see this. Are you guys interested?
No.
All right, so I'm like, yo, you guys are here because you're in tune with the intent of the shamans of ancient Mexico. Are you stoked to learn about the Black Mirror theory?
Yes.
You feel like you're a little more interested, right? And so like, that's the most important thing. Like you guys really, just like we learned about like breathing from the chest, you know, like really being in tune with our full body to be able to project, to get people to listen to us. Then also, same thing with emotion, right? The more strongly you feel an emotion, like who here's seen a video, right? Where someone's like really just going off and like, oh my God, the craziest thing just happened to me. I cannot believe this, right? Like, and you don't even know what the fuck they're saying. Is that a good hook, technically speaking? Like, all right, it doesn't really promise value, but you're intrigued, especially like if you see someone crying, you know, you're like, oh, what's wrong, right? We're naturally socialized to respond to emotion. So like, the more that you can feel the emotion, and for all you guys that want to make money, the more you can feel like you want your client to feel. I'll give you guys a story for one of my like videos, where when I was like, oh my God, posting content literally breaks the matrix. The opportunities that show up in your field are crazy, right? When I said that, I had literally just been invited to like a super nice podcast studio in downtown, and I was literally feeling that. And even though I was running for the bus while I was recording that video, and it's loud as fuck, horrible lighting, in the middle of downtown Seattle traffic, it was my most viral TikTok on social media. So I felt it. So like when you're recording videos, when you're going and making sales, when you're going and inviting anybody to anything, you gotta like free your emotions. And that's really what we're doing by recording a lot of videos, is we're freeing ourselves to be able to express and emanate the emotion that we want. Does that make sense to everybody? A little more clear?
And it's the part of communication that's invisible.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's like the words can be the same, but like it's felt differently because of the emotion contained.
exactly. All right, give it up for these guys. All right, is everybody ready to get into it? Wait, I have a request first. Can everybody that's in the back move up a bit?
Yeah, we got plenty of seats up here.
Yeah, we actually do. We actually do though. Every seat, I mean, this seat, clearly someone's there. Every other seat though.
Like these ones, especially these four right here.
Yeah, let's go.
Like, great.
Okay, let me go turn on my Instagram live. Remember, the more opportunity you can have to swag out on Instagram, the more money you will make. Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1. All right, so who here is ready? Wait, who here is ready to get into the Black Mirror theory? Are you guys ready for this? Okay. So there's going to be a lot of info dumping in this moment. You know, it's not really, it wasn't my full intention to do like an info dump seminar, but clearly all you guys are here in some degree because you want to learn more about exactly like what is the Black Mirror theory. Like, does anybody have any guesses? First off, how much have you guys been paying attention to my content? What's that, real?
Just earlier when you mentioned something about the full text and that they also have Black Mirror, it takes me to like the first mirrors ever. I think it was volcanic rock or something like that.
Exactly.
I just find it so crazy that it's the same color. Like, I don't know. I think it's not something that so the history rhymes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what came to mind.
And mirrors reflect, so something about multiplying and maybe reflecting the videos that would be.
What's that? Yeah. All correct.
I know that they would use the Black Mirror for, I forget what the exact vocabulary is, but it's essentially seeing through the veil, seeing into the other, yeah.
Also, a very ancient use of Black mirrors. Yes.
And I think it's kind of poetic that they used to use that to pull information in a way
Yeah.
from the other side, and now the Black Mirror of our phone is almost the inverse to where we can use it to put information out there.
Yes, all very correct. So to give you guys a bit of background, I wish I had my obsidian mirror. Maybe if luck smiles, I don't know if I'll have it tomorrow, but I don't think we will. But like ultimately, what a Black mirror is, it's an obsidian rock, and it is the first mirror. In Nahuatl, the language spoken in central Mexico, it's called a tezcabo, which means to grind. Because in order to make an obsidian mirror, you actually have to grind quite a lot. Really, it's like it starts as like a very jagged piece of glass, and then you need to go and get it polished in like a flat shape in order to get it. Now, the chief god of the Aztecs, and like they have a different, I'm only explaining to you what it, like I've been taught literally by one of the most powerful shamans alive. So, you know, you can kind of like take it or leave it, but my guy has cured hundreds of people of incurable diseases, right? So he knows a thing or two about a thing or two, for sure. And it's not with like drugs, it's just with like powered things. So anyways, what the name for the chief god of the Aztecs, the god from which all other gods are emanations of, is Tezcatlipoca. And his name means smoking mirror, okay? So like, let's imagine, right, like you're a prehistoric person, because I really believe that like the ancients understood everything that we understood at like a way higher level. Does anybody else believe that?
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you believe the ancients understood things at a way higher level. Yeah, me too.
Well, especially since everything has been, that we know in modern society is based on law.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. We're not gonna get too deep into like the whole false history thing. No, no apologies. We just like, we literally do not have time to get like totally deep in the whole like false history, like Tartaria, like whatever the heck is going on. Like it's just literally too much. And I don't actually know that much about it, although more than this. But the name for the Black Mirror, the chief deity, is Tezcatlipoca. So, I mean, all of you guys are probably familiar with like the line in the Bible that like roughly says in the beginning there was darkness and then light. That's the blueprint. That's the blueprint for everything, right? Because like the God, let's say for us being wanting to succeed in social media, is it possible for us to succeed in social media if we don't have a vision of what we're creating? Right? So where's that vision occurring? Is it occurring in the light or the darkness first?
Darkness.
Exactly. It's occurring in the darkness. And so the law of Tezcatlipoca, like the algorithm, because that's actually like for the most part what a god is it's a specific set of algorithms that achieves a certain result. Okay? And we're gonna go get like a little bit more into like some other Aztec gods as we go along with this so we can learn some things. But like really the law of Tezcatlipoca says what is created in the light is first created in the darkness. Okay? And so that's why I think I said this earlier, but one of the things that Tezcatlipoca is one of his names, he has many of them, is he who gives to us everything, and he who takes from us everything. So can we see how that's our unconscious? How we're unconscious, you know, some people, they get like ripping success really immediately. Some people go and like, they struggle. Some people go get ripping success and they fall, like, I don't know, like Britney Spears or, you know, plenty of like famous people. Some people, they get taken from them everything. So there's a lot of different components to this, actually. So, but first we just have to understand what is the Black Mirror, actually, right? Why is it that the Black Mirror is so important? Well, the Black Mirror, and a little bit of background on like how I came to know this, is the Black Mirror is representing our unconsciousness. So in the specific techniques, which I will not be sharing, but like I am open to like teaching a class on this, it will not be free, but like it is extremely valuable, is actually how to use an obsidian mirror to go and like remove illnesses, remove heavy energy, to go and change your reflection in the obsidian mirror to achieve certain results. So first off, when I was learning this from my teacher, Sergio Magana, we learned how to go and first just actually disappear our reflection in a mirror. And it sounds trippy, but actually all you need to do is cross your eyes a little bit like that, or like that. And both of them will like disappear your reflection in the mirror. It takes a little bit of practice, but it's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. And so what that does, as soon as you're doing that, is you're actually returning to the state of Sentiato, which means one energy and not one. So there's another name of Tezcatlipoca, one energy, right? Like the actual primal energy, the void, Shunyata, Ein Sof. You know, some of these terms might have meaning to some of you that like are more into esoterics. Some of them might not, but it doesn't really matter. You can just think of it as nothingness, right? The nothingness with everything, but yeah, it's all the same, right? With everything it's from nothing, everything goes to nothing, right? So like when we do our meditation later today, we're going to be returning a lot of the heavy energy that we have back to nothingness. And then we're going to be creating from nothingness the image of, you know, what it is we want to create, right? Like an inspired version of ourselves. So the techniques that I was learning at first, it's about looking into the obsidian mirror. First, just being able to like see yourself as nothingness, right? Because when you see, normally we're used to like, who here has looked in a reflection, looked in a mirror and not seen themselves? That ever happened to any of you? Trippy when you do it. As I said, I wish, you know, that like the Black Mirror was not meant to arrive. It's like somewhere in Dana Point right now. So it's close, but not close enough. But anyways, we go and look at the Black Mirror. We go and return whatever energy to nothingness. Right? That's step one. Then later, I learned to go and actually use the Black Mirror and go through what's called the underworlds. Now, we're not going to be getting like, well, we will be actually cleansing our underworlds. I'll make that part of the meditation. But the underworlds is the part of ourself where we're looking outside of ourselves for anything. And so like this is both like a practical thing that you would most likely experience in death, especially if you were raised in like Mexica culture like a long time ago, and you were like actually going to die, you would believe that you were going to like experience this. And then you would experience it at death, because death is the process of going and like releasing your soul from all of these like patterns that are not actually in tune with your soul, which you picked up in like daily life. That's why it's really important to have a spiritual practice. so you don't have to do it like when you die, right? You want to like do the work before you die, so that when you die, you can actually go and like do what you want, right? You can like, maybe I'll get into that, maybe probably in a different seminar, because again, there's a lot of information that I have on this subject, and we literally don't have time to go through all of it, because we're here to like learn how to pop off and blow up on social media, then get a lot of time, get a lot of money, and then come to my next seminar on like, I don't know, like the secret shamanic technique of the Aztecs and some other sauce that I've learned.
Yeah.
Right? Well, yeah, let's go. Well, we're going to be learning a fair amount. But the underworlds, they are in order. First is dreams that we don't remember. Right? So practically speaking, this is all the times when you like imagine like yourself posting a video and then you like feel a lot of fear behind it. Right? And it's symbolically depicted by two mountains that like crash together. No, actually, excuse me. It's symbolically depicted by a river, the river of death. And so like all of these, we're going to be, as we do the Pleiadian meditation to cleanse our underworlds and to activate ourselves and to be able to create a reflection, we're going to be actually imagining these things together, dreaming them. Because dreams are not just what happens when we're asleep. One of my other teachers said, dreaming is the act of intending. So any intention we have is here. We're intending to be here right now. We're intending to be present. We're intending to rise. You know, as you picture yourself popping off, making a lot of money, living your purpose, all these things that we're dreaming together right now, you're dreaming. Right? So dreaming doesn't mean what we thought it means. It actually is just like the word of intending, but it also does mean like what literally happens when you're asleep. And it's said that dreams are 4 times more powerful than the waking state. So it also requires 4 times the energy to change them. So we have to learn how to cultivate energy. We have to learn how to go and stop wasting our energy, really. Because right now, for all of your energy is deployed on what you're currently doing. So if you want to go and like get more energy, you have to actually do what sorcerers call the second ring of power. The first ring is not. The first ring is do it. Everybody knows about doing. The second ring is not do it. Right? Does everybody see how like is it beneficial for them to not do like doubting themselves on social media? You guys feel the energetic boost from that? Not do it, right? It's really nice, right? So anyways, so the techniques and going through these things, the first level is dreams we don't remember. The things that we intend, oh, I'm a piece of shit, I don't have anything to share, I don't know what I'm doing, no one's gonna watch me, all those things. And then you forget, and you wonder why you're anxious. You look at your phone, right? And then you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Well, you intended to go and you dreamt that you were not doing it. So now you're not doing it, but now you're not doing that, right? So anyways, the second one is repetitive destructive patterns. So before you guys came here, how many of you have tried to post on social media and then didn't? Nobody? Come on, be honest. Right? Most of you. So that's a repetitive destructive pattern, which then leads to an addiction. And I'm going to go and run through the visions. We're going to be running through these again, so it's probably helpful to take notes or at least like prime your subconscious for what we're going to be doing a little bit later. But the second one is depicted by 2 mountains crashing together every time that you want to go and do something different, right? It feels like the mountain of your own, the weight of your own intention is crushing. The next one, this is addiction to suffering, traditionally depicted by a hill of obsidian knives, which might sound pretty trippy. And actually, like now that you're aware of this, you may start to see these in dream codes. A lot of what I did learn is about specifics of dream interpretation. Come to my next seminar, we'll go more into it. But this one is depicted by a hill of obsidian knives because actually obsidian is formed from volcanoes. And when it goes and pours down a mountain, what happens? Well, it actually shatters occasionally and forms like a beautiful, like, but also very dangerous flower looking thing. So it's like literally a hill of obsidian knives, which represents an addiction to suffering, which then turns into a cyclone of frozen winds. This is fear of change, right? Oh my gosh, it's so hard to post videos. I just have to work for fucking McDonald's or other people or whatever the fuck for my whole life. Why? You know? And then it goes to ancestral patterns, another cyclone. But this is called the old winds. In this cosmology, karma is called old winds, old information. There's always keys, you know, air, earth, water, and fire.
What's your frozen with? Addiction to self.
Addiction to step 1 or step 3 is addiction to suffering with the hill of knives. Step 4 is the frozen winds, the fear of change, wanting to be frozen. Step 5, this turns into ancestral patterns. You know, many of you, I'm sure like you're going to see as you like really continue to conduct this work, your parents probably lacked or wanted to do some of the things that you're doing. That's what's called ascension, right? We're breaking out of ancestral patterns. So that's the winds of the ancestors, the cyclone. And some of you will like viscerally experience this. Everyone will experience it to some degree, but like there's some of you are like more natural dreamers, some of you are more naturally intuitive, some of you aren't, you know, but you'll still just rest assured that like if you allow the meditation to like do its work, it's working. There's no way around it. You know, if you stay in the room and you keep breathing, it's working. Try not to fall asleep. So if you will, I know that.
Is that ancestral one?
Ancestral winds, yes, that's the fifth underworld. Which then gives rise to the beasts eating the heart. A bunch of like mean old beasts like jaguars and bears and whatever else you can imagine. Maybe they're not like actually real, they don't need to be, but they are your fears. And they actually represent the heavy emotions that you experience as you go and move through life, right? Because when you're stuck, right, and you're living the same pattern as your ancestors, that's what causes actual death. This is what causes disease. This is what causes all of these sorts of psycho-emotional blockages that then will lead to an actual disease, right? Because your feelings are in your astral body, which is the first layer of your subconscious, which then lead into your sensations, where you feel emotionally blocked. Any pain is a blockage from your emotions in your etheric body, which then leads eventually to your physical body and physical illnesses of everything, right? So, yes, so everything, any pain in your body is starting off with an emotional blockage. It's something in your subconscious because we're dreaming everything. So when we go and have any sort of like blocked fear, right? Or like, I don't know, like who else has seen like somebody that's really angry get cancer?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, right? That's why. Because the anger is going like metastasizing as a result of this emotional blockage. So then the heavy emotions in the astral body, it's like, maybe I'll go into the subtle bodies a bit later, but you can just know the astral body is like our mental body is in the heart, then our astral body is in the solar plexus, our etheric body is then in the sacral chakra, and our physical body is in the root. So when you go and have an emotional blockage, then you go and it gives rise to a sensation, right? It gives rise to a pain, which at that point, after a while, if you don't cleanse your energy body, then it will eventually give rise to some form of illness. So that is the sixth level, the level of the heavy beast eating your heart, which then gives rise to the heaven of arrows. Did anybody had a dream of being chased or being shot at? Raise your hand.
Yeah.
These dreams are a result of your heavy words and heavy thoughts. They're your own karma chasing you. We'll be purging them, don't worry. But it's good to know. It's good to know a little bit, right?
Is that seven?
That's number 7. Yeah, it's the hell of falling arrows. So like any dream of being chased, any dream of being going and shot at, all these represent our own thoughts, our own heavy words and heavy thoughts coming back to us, because what we give out to the world, we get back. So it's good to think nice things, right? What's up, bro?
Is dying in a dream related to that as well?
Ooh, no, not quite. Dying in a dream's good, but I'll get into that. Okay. So then the 8th one, and at the 9th we get total peace. Because one way or the other we're going. Like our soul does not have room to hang on to all the bullshit. So one way or another we're getting to total peace. But the last one is confusion. The underworld of complete and total blackness, of darkness, right? Which is why we need to learn how to generate our own light, ultimately. The 9th one then is total peace. So, but there's a saying, I wanted to say something about the 8th underworld because, it can feel kind of unpleasant, but I'm going to give you this saying that has like really brought me through some of the hardest times of my life. With great doubt comes great awakening. Little doubt comes little awakening. No doubt comes no awakening. So if you're feeling really doubtful, if you don't know what the fuck's going on, just rest assured, eventually dawn will come. The sun has to rise. Happened every time before. It will happen again. However, it's good to remember, like, if you can remember this phrase, and all you are going to, now, just remember that the great awakening is coming, and you will see eventually the light of the pure sun, your own sun, illuminating. It might take a while, might not. Ultimately, it's a function of your energy and intention. But then when you get to the 9th underworld, you reach total peace. Ultimately, you reach that sense of peace, which can then go and give you just actually know that you've moved through this pattern. You don't have any attachment to it. You're like, well, whatever happens, happens. We're good. So that's the underworlds. And as I was learning to go and see certain energies in the mirror, what I would do, I'll just use my jade mirror, actually. It's not a black mirror, guys, but it's still kind of cool, right? But anyway, you go and look at the mirror, and you go and see, like, okay, see my face, disappear it, feel the energy of the first underworld, through that, all the energy, cross it, go get rid of it. Not Christian, but the cross is the symbol of the earth. And then you do that. And I was the fast version. I'll say that. Anyways, so that's the underworlds. And what I learned to do is go and cleanse them with the obsidian mirror, quite effectively, actually. Once I did that, I started manifesting a lot of different things. Again, not trying to sell you on things, but I'm not opposed. If there's enough interest, I will do like an obsidian mirror class for all of you, and I'll like source you with my supplier. Side note, do not buy one. Okay, well, I'll just give you the sauce so you can like make your own decision. But you don't want to buy one that is anything other than a measurement of 7 centimeters 8 centimeters is all right. You don't want 9. 9 is the number of the underworlds. 12 is also all right. So is 13, 20, and 26. But like the specific number of centimeters, just due to the numerology, if you get the wrong one, like it'll go and give you the wrong energy for that. Just side note, because some of
You're
you,
talking about
the diameter, yes, the diameter of the obsidian mirror. The number is 7. 4 is just too small to really do much, but it could work. 7, 8, 7 is all in centimeters. Just so in case any of you want to buy an obsidian mirror, I can't. If we're doing the obsidian mirror class, I'll link you guys up with my obsidian mirror supplier who makes them in the right measurements. But 7, 8, 12, 13, 14 is also all right, but not quite as good. 20 and then 26. Not going to get too deep into numerology, but trust me. Again, and most of this information, like I have verified it, but also like I haven't verified everything because like obviously there's certain like can I personally confidently say without the lineage behind me that I know every dream of being chased and being shot at represents your heavy thoughts and emotions? No, I'm not at that level of awareness. However, I have been initiated into like a very difficult tradition to find, and you know like this is where the knowledge comes from, and they get a lot of results. So do with that what you will, right? Anyways, so the other things that we learned in the Obsidian Mirror. This is learning how to go and see yourself, in different timelines, in like other versions of yourself. So like you can actually like by moving, and this one's more difficult actually. Disappearing yourself is pretty easy. These ones are a little harder. Going and moving one eye to one direction is going to shift yourself into different times. You'll see yourself in different lives. Well, you can see yourself in different lives. You can also see yourself in the future, in the past. Change that energy. The other one, shifting your other eye to the right. That's not the easiest thing to do, but it takes a bit of practice, just like everything, right? Is being able to turn yourself into an animal. So there are certain times, you know, let's say like I find myself sick because I didn't cleanse my emotional blockages and I wound up with a smoker's cough. So what happened, right? Going, well, it's really easy. There's another dream interpretation for you guys. If you want to go and heal yourself, the best animal to dream of is the snake. Anyone have any guesses why? Exactly.
Is what?
Shed the skin. Yeah, so the snake sheds old energy. It's like it's the symbol of the earth. Snakes are totally in tune with the earth's energy.
I have a snake in one.
There we go. There we go. So the snake, again, transforming yourself into different animals, being able to do that. So that was the first thing that I learned with the Obsidian Mirror, was going and doing that. But that was well before I was ever on social media. Then later, you know, like I started posting on social media, I grow 100,000 followers, make a pretty good amount of money after a while. And I started to think to myself, like, wait, isn't it weird that I learned like the chief god of the Aztecs is called Tezcatlipoca, smoking mirror. I'm gonna go and do one more explanation on him. And then we're all carrying around black mirrors in our pockets. Does anybody else find that like a little weird? For sure, right? You probably wouldn't be here. So one of the other names of Tezcatlipoca, and I'm just gonna say this because I find it interesting, is that if you were an ancient person and you weren't like a Greek person that felt like calling everything atoms, but you still like saw the essential nature of what actually is occurring. And you wanted to describe this theory that, you know, this thing, while it looks solid, is actually not. It's made of like a lot of different small particles and like an image being reflected. Just like a mirror reflecting an image of smoke sounds like a clever way to do it. Like I guess it. Yeah.
You say that again? Okay.
Yeah. So if let's say you weren't like in our modern scientific paradigm, right? And you wanted to describe that although this podium, it seems solid, I can knock on it, there's like noise coming out of it. Actually, according to like modern scientific theory, right, what's it composed of? Many tiny, tiny particles. Now, if I smoked inside this room for like, well, this room's pretty big. If I go in a closet and I smoke inside for like 3 hours, just chain smoking, you know, back to back to back. You're gonna see some fucking like yellow tar on the walls, right? Because there's particles there. Even if we don't see them, you see the smoke, you don't see the particles, but they're still there. So is it a clever way to describe modern quantum theory by going and saying everything is a reflection in smoke?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're picking it up now. Yeah, the ancients knew a lot.
Yeah.
For sure. So, Tezcatlipoca, right? Very deep and interesting. But again, this relates to the actual prophecy that I promised you guys, the prophecy of the sixth sun. So who has heard terms like ascension, like the fifth dimensional ascension, like the age of Aquarius? Does anybody who's heard these terms? Just raise a hand. Pretty much everybody, right? Okay, now who is actually clear on what these mean? Some of it, right? That's what's up. For me, I find them kind of confusing. Like I have my own theories about the fifth dimension, right? Like again, one of the other teachers who I work with much less, but also has cured hundreds of people of incurable diseases. When you get to that point, I'm like, okay, you must have something, right? Like you're literally curing hundreds of people of incurable diseases and also like a lot of other cool stuff because they never just do that, but like That's just the result I talk on, because it's like, oh, well, to me, if you're curing hundreds of people of things that science can't do with energy, you must know something. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure, right? So like, what he said is that the fifth dimension, all the different dimensions are related to the different chakras. And so the fifth dimension, and again, to get more into the subtle bodies, right? I gave you the physical, the etheric, the astral, the mental, right? The astral is the feeling one, the etheric is the sensation one. Then the fifth one, we have the causal body. We have the location of causes. When you actually tap into your throat chakra, you rearrange events. But like, how does that make sense, right? So, I mean, one, there is some real like actual magic there. Like if you spiritually are tapped into your throat chakra, you're gonna go and have some pretty powerful results. But also let's think about like a way for magic, because not everybody like feels themselves as like a super powerful magician yet. So what happens when we speak? We're communicating. What happens when we go and have like before this seminar, you guys probably went and felt like more alienated from the concept of making videos. You thought that it was hard. Now, after this, how many people feel like making videos is easy? Right? We've changed the concept of how you think about videos. So can everybody see that if they keep making videos in the way that we've learned so far, their life is going to change? Does anybody not feel that? Right? Magic, fifth dimensional living. And I'll tell you from experience, like literally, I came out here with $500 in that bag filled with clothes and my laptop. And I made 10 grand and could afford this seminar room and a lot of other stuff. Pretty cool, right? How? Talking, yapping, but then also going and having a service, which for me is also still talking. It's also still hypnosis, energy healing, tarot reading, coaching, yapping, right? Yapping is the key to the fifth dimension. Sounds simple, is a fact. Because I'll tell you, it would have been much harder for me to go and be able to survive out here, to rent this room. Well, I didn't go. I mean, I've spent all of my money multiple times out here. Keep going to zero. I don't give a fuck. I spend money to make money, right, guys? How many believe that if you spend money to make money? There we go. There we go. Trust fall with the universe. Faith is, in fact, the highest vibration, regardless of what religion you're a part of. Faith is literally the food for angels that will help you.
And to be in an act of faith, you have to step into the unknown.
Exactly. So now we got a little bit more clear on what is the fifth dimension actually. It's in order to do that, we need to actually go to the sixth chakra. So I'm going to give you guys the full code here. The sixth chakra is the Buddhic body, our sense of values. What do we value? So if you guys value money, then you should start yapping. If you guys value freedom, then you should start yapping. If you guys value changing the world by literally just showing up as the person that you want to be, you start yapping. But if you have the value that says, oh no, if I start yapping, it's going to be dangerous, which a lot of you probably have to some degree. We're going to work through it. But a lot of you for sure have that. I mean, otherwise you would have been doing it, right? If you didn't have that value, you would already be doing what I'm doing. So, but I'm glad you're here. We're going to work through it. Anyways. And the seventh.
I started yapping on the internet, but I don't know how to do it differently.
You do. You're getting there. You know more than when you started, right?
Yeah.
For sure. We're getting there. So there's still a second day. What's up, Bridget?
So just this morning I posted about like this psychosis that I went through, and then instantly I'm in a lot of like a certain vibration because I think something's clearing because my mom like took what I wrote like the wrong way.
Yeah.
And so like then we had this whole interaction, and so I think that like I'm like I need to be stronger to like not care, but I care so much like. And I get where my mom was coming from, but so these are the things like that I feel like are coming up when we like, by speaking like.
For sure. Yeah, we're gonna go through all of our trauma as we do this. All of our trauma, because that's what's the black mirror represent, guys? You know?
Unconscious.
Exactly, our unconscious. So what's the first underworld? The dreams we don't remember. So all of the anxiety, all of the intention, because that's a synonym for dreams here, is coming up. When you go and try to go and when you try to live in the fifth dimension. That's why your phone can be a tool. It can give you everything or take from you everything. I remember when I was feeling depressed, how much Instagram, who here has watched way too many Instagram reels or TikToks when they're feeling depressed? Is your phone giving you everything or taking from you everything? Right? Who here sees the way that I operate and can see that my phone is giving me whatever I want? Beyond money, but I'm not going to get that much into it, but still. Right? Like literally, whatever I want to manifest comes to me very easily, not simply because I go and yap to my phone, but it is a part of it, right? Because you don't actually need, just like my guy here, he's doing powerful shaman work for a long time, right? But do you want more clients? You want more money? You want more freedom, more power? Of course. So there's levels to it, right? There's levels to this. So yapping is the key to the fifth dimension, right? But that still doesn't fully explain what the fuck is going on with this prophecy, right? Like we can see, okay, the earth is changing. And specifically, so who knows about the age of Aquarius, right? Because that is a part of it. So you guys know, like, the age of Aquarius, right? Like, there's a fucking shift, that, like, of the thing, of the sign on the equinox, it's, like, somehow shifting. And actually, just so you guys know, it's, like, total cap, because, well, it's not total cap. However, the sign of Aquarius is not even the freaking sign of Aquarius, just so you know. Like, that's a whole other seminar. That is, like, actually. There's, like, most astrology is fake, but, you know. Yeah, exactly. Gregorian calendar, the fact that, like, the whole zodiac is not actually based on, like, the fucking...
The moon cycle.
Yeah, the moon cycle. It's not based on the... I'll say this. It's not based on, like, the times. Like, Aries is not the friggin' time of March 21st through, like, April 20th, more or less. But, like, it was 2,000 years ago. But because of this whole precession of the equinoxes, which is the slow shift of, like, the signs moving backwards, right? It said that Jesus lived in the age of Pisces. That slowly but surely we're moving back to Aquarius. Actually, like, the signs are, like, not consistent. They're not actually moving there. So the age of Aquarius prophecy, from my perspective, is total cap. However, that doesn't mean that there's not some valuable wisdom there, because the same cycle that was seen in Babylon, which then they divided into the zodiacal ages, which is where we get the modern zodiac, or maybe it was Rome, I don't know, it doesn't really matter that much, honestly. But that whole cycle of 26,000 years is actually somewhat legitimate. There is actually a movement that happens on the, like, rotation of the Earth in relation to the stars that happens fully every 26,000 years. So, you know, from my perspective, when I was learning about this, when I was researching about this, like, I want the real stuff. Does everybody else want the real stuff?
Yes.
Woo! So it's like, when I was learning about these things, like, does anybody else feel like a lot of, like, the Western, like, knowledge has just been, like, so corrupted? They're kind of just like, what the heck?
Yes.
You know, like, me too, right? That's why I went and I was like, I found Carlos Castaneda, so I highly recommend his work, even though, you know, there's definitely subfiction there, but there's also a lot of power. That got me on the path, and then I keep researching. What does the word Toltec mean? If you are intrigued by any of the things that I'm saying, I highly recommend you learn what the word Toltec means. I'll give you an example, but you won't fully learn it until you embody it, until it becomes a fifth dimensional concept from which you live. So a couple, and it's spelled T-L-L-T-E-C, Toltec. One, it refers to, like, a specific group of people in Mesoamerica, first off, just so you know. Second, according to Don Miguel Ruiz, it means an artist. Quite nice, right? Simple, easy. According to my teacher, Sergio Magana, it means one who knows the measure and movement of the cosmic cycles. A little more specific. My own perspective, it means magician, but also a specific stream of knowledge of those who like to understand power. If you look back in history, you'll see the Toltecs, it depends on what history books you look at. However, a lot of them, the right ones will tell you that the Toltecs were actually the people that brought, like, a lot of civilization and the arts, sciences, and agriculture to the Mesoamericans. I suspect they came from Atlantis. Other people do too. The Aztecs are said to come from a place called Oxtlan, which sounds awfully similar to Atlantis. But that's not really the subject of this seminar, nor is it something that I've decided to verify that much, other than speaking with a lot of wise and powerful people. And my own suspicions and intuition, right? So, the word Toltec, what does it actually mean? Well, by learning these things, we're part of the Toltec prophecy, right? Because it's said that this whole zodiacal ages, for the Toltecs, the number 4 is one of the most sacred in the world. Many different cultures have all their sorts of sacred numbers. I mean, all numbers are sacred, right? What else could happen? However, they observed that for the Toltecs, the number of the 4 is the number of the Earth. So they observed that everything happens in, like, different cycles of 4, which means specifically the cycle of, let's say, the day, right? There's 4 points of the day. There's dawn, noon, sunset, midnight, right? There's 4 directions: north, south, east, and west. There's also 4 different energy bodies according to the Toltecs. The tonal, the conscious mind; the nawal, the unconscious mind; the teolia, the soul; and the ihio, the life force. Right? So, like, a lot of different things get divided up into 4. And that's why one of the phrases that I suppose we'll probably use in the meditation is Nahui Olin, which means 4 movements. Powerful. So a lot of things that they recommend doing 4 times. So if you do want to go and, like, actually practice some of these, like, energy work techniques, it's good to try to shift things at 4 times. But, you know, that's not even enough for Sergio and many of the Toltecs. So when I was doing these obsidian mirror exercises, what happened is we would do 4 cycles of 9 relating to going in, for 9 being the number of the underworlds, 4 being the number of the earth. So we would do 36 days of meditation. A lot of discipline. Honestly, while I practice hypnosis is the methodology for my clients. Like most people cannot hang with that. You know, I was fun, I could do it, but like it's just a lot easier to do hypnosis. But hey, that's just like a side note, really. Let's get back to the problems. So, what did they say? Well, they observed they split, instead of splitting it into 12, they split it into 4, which means approximately that's a cycle of about 6,500 years. To go and split like 26 into 4 is like about 6,500. About. I'm not a mathematician here. So, they split it into 4. They said each sun is a different age. Now, according to the Toltec prophecy, there's been 5 suns. I'm going to pull up my notes for this because it's a little bit complex, but I kind of know it. But I think it would be good for me to pull up my notes just real quick. So, the first sun, right? Now, this is just some ancient history for all, technically trivia. Well, actually, you guys don't know what trivia means? Does anybody know what trivia means? Okay, trivia, try via, 3 ways. So, in ancient Greece, shout out to Hecate, the goddess of the crossroads and magic, what you find that the crossroads was regarded as an omen for the future. So, you know, people would be like, oh, you know, like a king, when they're like, oh, but, you know, we shouldn't declare war on Sparta because someone found like a dead bird at the crossroads, and it means something. You can see why people might call that trivial, right? But also it is an omen, so, you know, show some respect. But still, right, draw your own conclusions. But anyway, I find it interesting. It's my seminar, so you guys are going to find it interesting too. So, the first sun, each of these suns is like a cycle of 6,000 years. I actually did not put in my notes if they were adult, what part of the day all of these suns are, but I did put the last 2. I could probably figure out with math, but again, I'm not a mathematician, so. The first sun, the son of the jaguar. It's said in this sun there were giants in the world and they were dishonest. So from each sun, from each cycle of 6,000 years, the world is destroyed and then the world is born again. And we inherit what's called a flint, an ancestral karma. Or a kind of ancestral karma, like more like a global karma. And it's said, actually, and this goes back to the root of obsidian mirrors and grinding away, if somebody carves obsidian, you know what happens? Well, it breaks, right? It shatters. Anybody ever broken glass and got injured? Imagine doing that as your job. Think you would get injured? Maybe a bit, right? At least a little bit. Unfortunately, what happens with obsidian when you try to carve it, it forms very small splinters, which unfortunately for the people carving it, actually coagulate in the heart and then like add a lethal effect. What's up, bro?
Isn't obsidian the sharpest rock?
Yes, it actually is. Obsidian is the sharpest rock.
It's even sharper than skeletons.
Yeah, it is. And yeah, that's actually in Mesoamerica, they would go and make what I believe is called a Maasai waddle. Maasai weedle? One of those two, probably. It's like a wooden sword with like specks of obsidian, and that's why they had like a lot of difficulty against armored Spaniards. Right? So imagine trying to break glass against fucking iron, right? Anyway, but fortunately and unfortunately for us, the Spaniards had the paradigm that whoever they could kill must not know anything. So that's why a lot of this knowledge we don't know, right? Because they're like, oh well, we can kill you, so God says that your knowledge is the devil, and so why listen to anything He says? Because we killed you. I want your gold and like lies, really. Kind of a bummer, but you know, like happened all over the world first. But the thing I like, you know, even though I am not Mexica myself, you know, what I like about this is that my people, the Druids, were wiped out like 2,500 years ago. They didn't write anything down, ever. They wrote on leaves. How long do you think that lasted? Right. So, anyways, I like the real knowledge where I can find it, and there probably is some overlap. In fact, I'm sure there is because it's said in the Mabinogion, the Welsh tales, that the Druids, the people that lived in Britain before even the Celts came over, they came from the west. That's not the west. Yeah, is it the west? Yeah, they came from the west, and they were more skilled in magic, but also didn't really understand how like children were fathered. They thought they just came out of the fucking womb, so everybody was fucking. You know, but hey, all right. just a side note for anyone interested in mythology. But anyways, these suns are quite a long time, and the first sun I said that was there were giants at that time, and they were dishonest. So from there, we inherited the flint of dishonesty. And the reason we got it on this tangent in the first place is because when you're carving obsidian, you go and get these flints to accumulate in your body and eventually kill you. So that's that's the esoteric meaning for flint. Anybody that wants to like understand more dream interpretation, symbology, magic, go and think about like what symbolically is occurring with an animal or with anything really, and then you'll be able to like see a little bit more clearly, be able to interpret your dreams better, all those things. The first flint we inherited from this age is the lack of honesty, which we got from giants, apparently. And then everything was eaten by like a lot of beasts, and the world was destroyed. The second sun, the sun of winds. In this sun, it's said that people became as monkeys and became addicted to pleasures. Right? Do monkeys have much self-control? No, right? So this is what happened to people. And again, 6,000 years, we got to leave a lot out. Right? I'm sure there's other things that happened. But in this one, it's said that this world was destroyed by wind, and that we inherited the flint of addiction to pleasures. Who here, when they're constantly scrolling Instagram reels, has felt addicted to pleasures? All right, probably all of us. I do, and I do. So, anyways, the third sun, the sun of fire, this one's kind of juicy. In this sun, it's said that people became as turkeys and started to believe that they are better or worse than each other. So if anybody believed that like because someone creates content, makes a lot of money, they're better than them? Fuck, I have. No one's being honest? Okay, maybe I'm the only one. Like, fuck, dude, you make hella money on content, bro. I don't even know if I could tarot read you and it'd be good. And I tarot read Marcel, and he's like, wow, it's a lot of value. Made me feel a little better about myself, It's like, bro makes like, bro lives in a $46 million mansion. I was like, what the fuck can I tell you? Apparently something, right? So, in this one, we got the flint for the lack of, or the belief that people are higher or lower than another. And this, from my perspective, this is just, my own suspicions again, but this is the one that I think is correlated with Atlantis, ultimately. Because it said that everything was destroyed in a rain of fire. And if you know many of the myths about Atlantis, you remember, or well, maybe you've heard, or maybe you just have a suspicion, or whatever the heck, that ultimately there were people that believed there were an elite, there were a non-elite, and the elite believed they were better than the non-elite. And we carry that flint with us to this day. Definitely you can see, all of us carry this flint, so it's okay that you guys don't want to raise your hand for thinking that some people are better than you, but we all carry it to some degree. We're getting rid of it though.
Shedding it.
Yeah, exactly, bro, we're shedding it, that's right. The fourth sun, the sun of water. In this sun, it said that people became as fishes and everything was destroyed with a giant flood. Anybody have any guess what a fish represents in this context? Shout it out.
Ownership in water, so you're not aware that you're in water?
Yeah, kind of. What does water represent, though?
Feelings and emotions.
Exactly. So this sun, we inherited the flint, addiction to suffering.
I'm listening.
We inherited the addiction to suffering from this one. And then the most recent sun. So as I was saying, I could figure it out, but I'm not going to use my brain power to do it. But in the most recent sun, the fifth sun, the one that was started about 6,500 years ago, almost precisely, if I decide to get the math right, is the sun of injustice. The sun of injustice between races, between men and women, between being rich and poor, many of the injustices. Clearly there was injustices before, but can we all observe and agree that there's pretty clearly some injustice going on in the world right now? Yeah, for sure. So this is like the sun of that. And it's said, and again, I'm just going to tell you what my teacher said. I'm not skilled enough to verify this personally, but this is the count. So the other two suns, I guess the third sun and the fourth sun, that must have been the dawn sun and the sun of a dawn to evening, right? So the light represents a more masculine energy. The darkness represents a more feminine energy. So it said that these suns are more outwardly focused, the other suns are more inwardly focused in relating to the darkness. Now it's said that the fifth sun was supposed to be the sun that reigned from evening to midnight, which means that we should have had a more feminine focused sun. Women should have been more empowered over the last 6,000 years. Can everybody see how that's probably not the case for what happened? Yeah. Yeah, right? So it's said, this is just what my teacher said, so you can take it or leave it. But he said a long time ago, there was a specific ritual in Babylon done by a group of elites, where they chopped off the head of the Sumerian sun goddess, similar to Sekhmet, I don't know her name. But that sort of removed the life-giving power of the feminine and then manifested a sun where women, a patriarchal culture. Some group in power did not want to accept the changing of the times. Whether or not this is precisely true, my teacher's pretty fucking smart. Killed a lot of people with incurable diseases. But, who knows? At any rate, we can all pretty clearly observe that the feminine has not been treated with the respect that it deserves over the last 6,000 years, or even the last, 100. So, what is the sixth sun, right? Well, symbolically, the sixth sun reigns from midnight to dawn. So over the next 6,000 years, we're going to be entering a new dawn. It's going to be also focused in the darkness. So this is going to flip a little bit of what you guys think on its head. It's said that what has been hidden in the light is being revealed in the darkness. Anybody have any clues what that could mean?
The conscious and the subconscious.
What has been hidden in the light is revealed in the darkness. How's that?
Like us becoming more aware of how to, what's in our subconscious mind, bring it to them.
Precisely that. Right? Like if I went and had Like freaking Kendrick Lamar's show notes shining right on me from right there. Oh, what's up, Isabella?
Yeah, so also, so traditionally holistic practices that have been suppressed by big pharma over the past 100 years. Yeah, so now we have more Eastern medicine that's being revealed right now, more esoteric thinking.
Yeah, certainly. Big part of it, honestly. That's why a lot of you are here. That's why this knowledge is being revealed. Because that's a big part of it. So, what's going on is that what has been hidden in the external order of the world by all the light, right? Like as I was saying, pretend like this is a bit of a deeper stage, right? I couldn't really hide that much shit back there. But actually you wouldn't know. So let's pretend this goes into fucking infinity for all your purposes. Let's pretend I have a bunch of show lights shining right on me. And I'm super fucking bright. Did you see what's behind me? Did people see that the world was like, I mean, not the whole world, but this like a group of weirdo pedals that live on an island? Did we all see that? Or was that more recent? Some of us saw it, right? Some of us have been aware for a long time. Yeah. For sure. Some of us are like more aware now. It's like not even a debate. It literally happened. Right? Like that's just facts. That's the news. So, right, things that have been hidden by the order of the light are being revealed in the darkness. Because a lot of people, especially in spiritual circles, are like, oh, I'm a light worker. You know, only love, good vibes, right? I'll tell you from experience, like, hey, that's cool. I love, stay positive no matter what. I think that nobody raised their hand. They're motivated by negativity here. However, I'll tell you from also personal experience, the times where I've made the most money on social media, I got pissed off that I wasn't making any money. What's up?
I'll be candid. Sometimes during difficulties, you channel negativity to get to a point where you say you have a pain point and you want to resolve that issue. And so you channel that negativity in that context. Not all the time, but sometimes that can be used to optimize the result.
Exactly. So I'll tell you guys, the first time that I made money on social media, like real money, not just like a couple, like, $60, $80, maybe $100, someone wanted like a double reading or something like that. I was going and really pissed off. I was like, fuck, dude, I've been at this like a year. I'm making no money. I have 40,000 followers. Clearly, I'm giving people some value, right? Clearly. However, what's going on? I had no money. And I was like, fuck, dude. So I remember it's funny how our subconscious, if we're not aligned with making money online, we're not going to do it. Like, I'll give you guys, I started off with 100 grand, like, I don't know, like 10, when I was 18, I inherited it. Lucky me. I had a lot of fun spending it, making absolutely zero money. And I remember when I was in high school, I had plenty of money. And I had this Bitcoin price tracker. For whatever reason to me, it never occurred to buy Bitcoin. I just thought I would track the price online. Right? I was like, cool, it's $800 now. Nice. It's weird how our subconscious works, right? I literally never thought to buy it, right? Because I was averse, at that time, I was actually very averse to making money. I was in debate club. I was like, oh, capitalism to cause all these problems. Observed the problems that my father had manifested from, like having money that comes with karma, and then manifesting an illness, which started started when I was 5. Difficult to watch. Valuable lesson though. The one thing that helped him, more so than anything, fortunately, that didn't heal him. But was trying to cheat on medicine, right? So like I've been into this whole healing thing for a while. Met a lot of really powerful people. There was this one guy that was like, I remember when I was 12. It was like, okay, where does it hurt? There's a bunch of old people. I'm 12, right? So I'm feeling great. He's like, okay, where does it hurt? Your knee? Okay. Gone. I mean, I couldn't tell if it was cats fully, but at least like the grown-ups seemed to believe it, so I didn't. Anyways, the first time when I actually decided to make money on social media, I don't know, I had barely enough for my bills. I've been doing marketing for a while, so it's like I've made money. I haven't worked for anyone else. I do work for people, right? But not like, oh, I have a 9 to 5 that I don't like. It's just like, okay, I need money, do some work. So anyways, I was pissed off though. I was like, fuck, why am I not making any money? So I bought this Ormus supplement powder. People were like, oh, it helps you remember your dreams better. By the way, highly recommend I Am Joy Ormus powder. For any of you that want to remember your dreams better, it actually does work.
What kind of powder?
It's called I Am Joy Ormus powder. It's like, supposedly it's monoatomic gold. However, like, I don't believe that that's possible because like, it's like they sell it for like $30 and there's no way you could sell like, I don't know, like 2 grams of gold for $30. It doesn't make sense. So I don't actually know what's in it. I believe it's probably non-toxic. And for whatever reason, it did help me remember my dreams better. So like, could you guys see how it would probably be pretty easy for me to sell you guys on something that helps you remember your dreams better? I'm probably selling a couple of you right now, I'm not even trying.
What do you like?
I Am Joy Ormus powder. It's on TikTok shop. So I get pissed off, I'm making no money. And I'm like, you know what? I know a thing or two why people should remember their dreams. So I remember one of my videos would be like, hey, if you don't remember your dreams, you're among the living dead, according to ancient shamans. You should probably change that. So anyways, if you don't remember your dreams, you're in what shamans call the invisible prison of the moon. So the moon, right? We all see, and I'm over with the TikTok voice for a second. It's a good hook, though, honestly. So the moon, this is what happens when you don't remember your dreams, is that or don't work with or remember your dreams, because even if you don't remember your dreams, these techniques are still going to work, ultimately. You just may not remember the dreams that you had that you made. But anyways, I was going and selling this powder to go and do that. And the invisible prison of the moon is quite the interesting analogy, so I'll explain it. The moon, right, appears as though it is changing. It waxes, it wanes, moves around the sky. I mean, I don't even know if I believe the moon is pretty real, but I'm sort of like moon agnostic, you know? Like, I don't bother myself with, like, is knowing the earth is round or flat going to make me money? I don't fucking know. I don't think it does, so I don't really care. But anyways, shout out all my flat earthers, you know? Like, I'm not one of you, but I don't hate you either. Anyway, so the moon appears as though it's changing, regardless of the same rock or plasma wall if you're a flat earther in the whole sky. And it appears like it's changing in a similar way to how it appears like our life is changing. Right? Like you guys can see, if you kept on your vibration around social media, some of you are already making it, I know that. Most of you are not. Most of you, like, without like something like this, you probably would have stayed in that same vibration, thinking, oh, maybe later. Oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, maybe I'm gonna try to post some videos and then not know what the fuck to do and get discouraged. You're just staying in the same loop. Your life wouldn't actually be changing. Just like the moon isn't actually changing. It's just a rotation, it's a different image being reflected in our subconscious. Well, that's why it's so important. If you do decide to go and like actually succeed in this, you have to work through your subconscious blockages. Recommend my own program. It's great. Go and buy it at the end of this thing. However, like what's actually important is that you go and work through all of these different blockages to be able to actually move through them, right? Because if you don't believe that people want to listen to you, why the heck is anybody going to watch your videos? If you don't believe that it's safe to go and like show up and do some real esoteric shit, like energy healing, Bridget, on TikTok, you're not going to do it. But it works. And you're powerful. So send it. Okay? Same for all of you. If you want to do something on social media and you just allow yourself to believe it's possible. I believe tarot reading videos were a scam. I was like, how the hell is this going to work? Like, fuck it, I'll try it. Post a new video. Then I made another video. Someone was like, but what made me fall for my highest timeline, though? And I was like, fuck, I don't know. And I was like, well, I'm a freaking psychic, so I might as well guess, right? Go do a reading. Like, oh, you expected commitment from someone, and you didn't get it. You thought that you needed to be conditional on that. I mean, who here resonates with that message, right? A lot of you, right? So like, there's universal truths being revealed here. When we solve our own problems, we go and solve the world's problems, because our problems aren't really our own, they're collective. In a different time, in a different place, we're on the world's hardest video game. The way I imagine it, it's like, we all saved up our freaking cosmic coins to go and come here, and then like, we complain how hard it is. Like, bro, you wanted the hard one. Yeah. You had a lot of easy ones. You just forgot them. Like, shout out all my star seeds. Again, I don't even know if I believe in that, but hey, if it gives you power, go for it. So, anyways, going back. So, I decided I was pissed off. I was going to go and make money on TikTok Shop. And I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go and sell people on remembering their dreams. I didn't have the authority to go and make a dream course yet. I mean, I kind of did, and then it flopped, and then I spent $700 to make 3, promote it. I was like, fuck this. I'm just going to sell fucking supplements. And I made $1,000 a month selling supplements for like 20 minutes of work. It's pretty easy. Right? So like making money actually is easy online, just so you know. I'll tell you from my own experience, like making 10 grand in the last month versus like not doing that in previous months. I mean, I've had like, I know $8,000 months before, and I took a break from online business, and I was like, I got to get recalibrated a little bit. So I was just coaching on like just social media strategy. Who enjoys the fact that I don't exclusively talk about social media strategy? Yeah, you guys are liking this? Yeah, right? So working in with our soul's purpose is a bit scary. Typically the work we've been avoiding is the work that actually is like what's going to get us to the next level. But I never closed somebody on a $10,000 package before. And I did. I've done it twice now. Right? Probably going to do it again. No, I won't do it again. It's easy when you actually have the right mindset and you decide to get pissed off at yourself for not doing that. But that energy is just energy. It's all neutral. There's no good or bad energy. We don't need to be all love and light. We don't want to be pissed off at ourselves either. It's not effective. But like, if you're feeling like, oh man, like self-love, if that's going to get you off Instagram Reels and scrolling all the time, great. But it's like, fuck, dude, you're like real human. You're going to die one day. Do you want to remember how long you scrolled on Instagram Reels? Or do you want to remember how much you posted on Instagram Reels? How much lives you changed? How much money you made? How much fun you had? How many people you inspired? I mean, I know what you guys are about. I didn't get asked, right? Yeah, there we go. So it's really important that we actually are using our negative emotions to go and create the catalyst. Because I can tell you, like, with the work that we're doing, it's going to be there. But if you guys don't, like, wake up and you're like, oh, let me love my shitty job. I mean, sure, it's cool to love it, But if you're actually pissed off about it, then do something about it. Let that go and actually trigger you to take the actions that'll get you where you want to go. Okay? Make sense to everybody? Yeah. Cool. So, going back to the sixth sign. So it's said that what has been hidden in the light is being revealed in the darkness. This means on many, many different ways. Specifically, it's said that this shift, and as I said, this is a very, very important time. This is like why I know that I need to be doing this work, even though it has been a little scary for me, honestly. Because it's right now. It's not even like kind of right now, like it was in 2012. Maybe some of you heard like the 2012 prophecy. Actually, that was the halfway point. But it's like literally right now. So according to my teacher and the other Toltecs and the ancient shamans and all the people that like keepers of the calendar, the shift of the sixth sun out of the fifth sun began precisely sometime in 1991. Didn't say the dates on that one, but sometime in 1991 in the eclipse. The halfway mark was in 2011, 2012. The time where it was finished fully downloading. Right now we're like in the, you know, like when you download a program and then like have to initialize or something. Who the fuck knows what that means? But we're experiencing that on a cosmic level right now. We're experiencing the initialization of the sixth sun. Because it said the sixth sun will be fully here November 24th of 2026. Maybe it's the 26th. Is that pretty close for like the end of a 6,500-year-old cycle? Yeah. Right? Now you guys know why I'm here doing this. Like why I'm just like fucking full send. It's like literally, I mean, who has anybody heard anything remotely similar to this before in their whole life? What's up?
It is the year of the fire horse, and I think through my own kind of like personal experiences and like beyond the veil sort of thing, I've been given a lot of visions of not like kind of like 2012 kind of end of the world sort of thing, but not literal end of the world, but the end of that vibration coming at the end of this year, and the fact that you state that the literal end of this period of time being in November is fucking mind blowing.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. My mind's been blown for a while, and I remember when I was like learning and I was doing all these things before I was teaching, I was like, you know what? I kind of got to get my shit together for this period, you know? And then I was wondering, like last year, I just pretty much exclusively taught strategy on social media. I wasn't really like sure of myself because again, we're always going to have like limitations for ourselves, and self-imposed limitations, really, that we put on ourselves. Like, oh, what can I do? Or like maybe I just need to do what other people are doing. Because nobody else really does what I do, honestly. You know, like there's some people that are kind of similar, you know, but like honestly, I mean, all of this is new information to all of you. I know, at least for the most part. I'd say at least 80% of this new. Is anybody? What's up, Bridget?
What can you talk more about the November?
Yeah, for sure. Well,
Yeah,
I'm going to get into that.
That's all. Yeah.
Oh, we got that. We got that.
Okay.
So what specifically is occurring is a collision of the dream world and the physical world. Okay? So it's said that the sixth sun is the white sun. Okay? So the dream world, and it means that the world of dreams and the world of the physical world are merging. So people like energy workers, spiritual healers, shamans, anybody with actual spiritual skills are going to be more and more powerful because the veil is thin. Yeah, what's up?
So this is the exit of the 3D world to the 5D world.
Yeah, in a very real way, yes, it is. But like we can see already how manifestation is faster, right? Like, is it possible for me to go and run up 10 grand cash and another 20 on the back end without a cell phone? For sure. I totally could have done it. I can close people on the street, right? But is it easier that I just post a video being like, yo guys, money is pretty free if you actually just let yourself fly with it. And I go, DM me wealth hypnosis if you want a wealth hypnosis. And I get like 10 people to DM me, 5 of them send me my phone number, I close 3 of them, right? Like, way faster, okay? So like, and we can all see, like, I need to get into how this is literally a dream world. You guys get that? I mean, like, how many of you even think, who here has been inspired to a new vision of themselves by going and looking at it on social media?
Yes.
I have. Come on, one person, raise your hand. Come on, sure. For sure, right? You guys probably, it's hopefully inspired by me. I'd like to think so.
That's how we got here. What did you say about the world of dreams?
So the world of dreams and the world of physicality are getting closer and closer together. So what that means as energy healers, as spiritual beings, as radiant souls that are able to go and like exist in our magic, right, is getting more and more powerful. So the more you can understand, and also this is a little bit of sauce for you for offer creation, the more you can understand how transformational what it is that you do, right, the more powerful you can be. So like obviously, Nick, you're a great example for this. Swag coaching, right? Like who here needs swag coaching? Look, bro, write these names down. It's good leads. However, though, just swag coaching by itself, right? Who here wants to feel more embodied, more confident, Who here wants to connect with more people and get them to notice you simply off of your vibe and your aura, and then do business with you, get more partners from that, or like a beautiful relationship, right? Who here wants to go and like feel more confident and just effortlessly extract what they want? All of you want that. Okay? So like that's a little bit of sales, right? Realizing how much you're actually going and changing people's energy by doing this. Okay? When you go and do that, then what you can do is you can go and let yourself feel a little freer to go and interact with this dream world. So what is the actual reflection, right? So for myself, 5 years ago, knew all the same techniques. Probably had gotten a little bit better. I mean, I'm sure I have, right? I didn't know hypnosis, but I knew energy healing. And my hypnosis is practically energy healing, just faster because it's hypnosis, right? But I had all the same skills. How much business do you guys think I had from it? How many people do you think I was helping? Probably, I don't know, like a dozen, maybe. My girlfriend at the time, some of my drug addicted friends, you know, like people that would bother me. And you think they valued that either? My girlfriend did, she did, but like the other ones, not really, no. Because when people don't pay for something, they don't value it, okay? So it's like, ultimately, and they also don't believe it. I'll tell you from experience, the person that paid you $5,000 believes you and values you way more than the person that pays you $5. Straight up. And they get a better result, and it's faster. Just like I told you how, like, give the same social media advice to all my friends. I don't do, one person has executed 30%, and then like 9 clients executed like a lot more. They get way better results. Or that's part of the commitment is actually like paying for something and valuing it. Because loss aversion, nobody wants to feel stupid that they wasted their money. I'll tell you, I bought a YouTube coach. I'm still not popping on YouTube. I didn't feel stupid for spending that $7 grand. Right? It doesn't always work now, but also like it wasn't the time because I was still ultimately just teaching strategy about social media. I wasn't teaching all this. I wasn't teaching the energetics. And I also wasn't giving people the way for them to get the full result of, oh, with tarot, I will see what's blocking you. With hypnosis, I will fix it almost instantly, and then I'll give you the strategy. Because remember when Joshua and Nick were up here, you could feel the difference? Do you guys see how if you were only in like the mental mode of all of this, you would have much less success in videos? You guys feel the passion from what I'm talking? You see, remember the difference from my first video I showed you to right now? That really clear to everybody. Yeah, for sure.
And that's belief in the self.
Yeah,
Like knowing your power because you've practiced and you've done the repetition.
exactly, bro, exactly. So the real shift that's happening is the acceleration of the dream world, right? And like this means a lot of things. Like, is everybody clear on what is different in the world between 1991 and right now? Besides, not everything, right? There's still the same roads. In cars, they look a little bit different, right? Still like the same government.
Like energy wise.
Did anybody have a fucking laptop? And nobody had an iPhone. I don't know. Maybe some of the older people could tell me if anybody had a laptop in 1991. I know you didn't have smartphones. I know that much at least, right? Steve Jobs had a MacBook. It was fucking big.
Yeah, and technology created the collective consciousness connection.
Exactly, guys. Exactly. Technology created the collective consciousness that we're now experiencing. So what is the difference really between the obsidian mirror and the actual black mirror that like a couple of you guys are on right now? Well, that obsidian mirror, first off, it's kind of like, I don't know, I held myself off from this because actually you don't want to like try to manifest things into an obsidian mirror. It's the void, right? So imagine you have a fucking black hole. What the fuck did you manifest with it? You take things away from you, right? But you can't manifest with it. That's something my teacher told me, Sergio. He's like the master of mirrors. He actually has his own line of mirrors made of like different metals that do things. Probably bought some of these days, but I got my jade one. I got a couple different crystal ones. They're cool, but that's not really the subject of this one. So the black mirror, the obsidian mirror, you can work with your own unconscious. With a crystal mirror, with the internet, right, like the collective world of dreams that we're all like to some degree participating in, whether it's giving to us everything or taking to us everything, can go and we can create an image of ourselves in our subconscious. Right, so me 5 years ago, with the same skills, with no money and no clients, what image did I have in the world? Well, I'll tell you this. I've been a rapper for 5 years. I was going full time on that. I was totally convinced it was going to work out for me. I was like, dude, my music's awesome. I'm so fucking lucky. Like, obviously, I'm going to pop off. But I'm never going to move to LA. People are fake as fuck there. And also, I'm going to not even try on Instagram Reels or any social media because I just need to get my album to be done. I need to go and like finish that. And then I need to go and like wait for it. I knew that would resonate with someone. And finally, once my album's done, It's gonna take a long fucking time. You know how I'm gonna go get my friend who's never mastered shit to master it, because I think he can do it. I'm gonna smoke weed every day, because that's what rappers do. And I'm never gonna post on Instagram Reels. I'm just gonna go and do my best to make songs while helping my drug addicted friends go and like try to do things with their life that they're obviously never gonna do because they've not committed. Just fucking leeches. But I love them though. But I don't talk to them. Right? Hope they get out of that. Anyways, so the difference is that my reflection in the world was that of a loser. Honestly, I was not like, and I say that with a lot of love for my past self. Like I was super cool. People still love me. You know, like they'll probably still love you if you feel like a loser. But like ultimately, you want to create the reflection of, oh, I go and get things done for people. I get results. Like my hypnosis mentor, Marcel Klein, has the reflection of the world's most expensive hypnotist. And so he charges $1 million a session. Frequently. Can you guys imagine that, charging $1 million for one session?
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah, I'm imagining it too. It's fun. I'd be grateful that I don't charge that much yet. I get on the boat, invest early. Invest early. Anyways, so really, when you go and actually do this work, as you see the vision of yourself, of who you want to be, what's going to happen is you show up to that person simply by yapping, just like doing what we say, doing what we talk about, following your highest excitement, taking it as far as you can take it, being positive no matter what, being okay no matter the outcome. But actually showing up, that's the difference. Like there's plenty of times, especially when I started, where I was like, you know what? I just feel like taking a break. I don't feel inspired. So then I was like, I'll see how long of a break I take. Maybe a week. Sometimes it was a month. And then I was like, fuck it, dude. Like, I'm really just out here like writing marketing for all these people just because they post reels and I don't. I should probably keep doing it. Probably keep doing it. Then when I jumped back in, I just realized how easy it was. I was like, oh, actually, it takes the same amount of effort to go and like not make a reel as it does to make a reel. Like, does anybody have difficulty talking for 1 minute to 2 minutes? Raise your hand if that's you. Oh, right, it's freaking easy. We take a phone call, it lasts longer than that. Sometimes we probably call our friend to procrastinate and say, oh, I don't like my job. I wish I was like popping more. I just make a reel and complain to your friend if you want to. Or just make more reels. Yeah, what's up?
Sometimes I'm self-critical and I'm a perfectionist. So I'm sure this is going to resonate with a lot of people. Sometimes they're a perfectionist and then they do multiple takes when they're trying to illustrate a point. And they're afraid of people's opinion. You know, so that's a barrier for entry for a lot of people.
For sure, yeah. So unsuccessful creators worry, what are people going to think? Successful creators worry, how am I going to get people to think? If your video sucks, nobody's watching it. It's like, what are you afraid of? Yeah. Really? Right? You think that, oh, maybe some people are going to like scroll my page and see it. Like, you're the person that gives the most fucks about you. Right? If somebody's stalking your social media, good. Maybe they're going to be a client. Probably. Maybe they're going to pay you. Right? So like, if your videos are whack, nobody's watching it. If they're good, people are watching it. And if you just stay in integrity, even if you're like stumbling over your words, like if I was just stumbling over my words, maybe I'm like a little less eloquent, right? I was like, so guys, what you gotta do to, I've learned this from some really powerful, like you'd probably be less interested if you still listen. You wouldn't judge me personally for it, right? If I was talking like that, you'd just be like, oh, this guy has a stutter. Why am I learning public speaking from him? You know, but hey, grateful I've had a lot of practice. So like really you gotta just remember that like shoot for 60% good, bro. Shoot for 60% good and then make your videos so that like you can actually just keep making them. Because it's literally no cost. Literally none. If you actually just say what you honestly believe, because there is an energetic cost to life, right? Like we've gone over the seventh underworld. There is like a real, especially if you want to work with like the, I don't know, what some people would call the pagan gods. They do not mess with liars, tell you that. Got some mojo. What's up?
Esoteric question. What about the Goetia?
Goetia is still under the Abrahamic channel. It's, yeah, 15 Solomon. I don't mess with it personally. I have almost no experience. Not particularly interesting to me. It does work though. Everything works. Everything works. Every business model works. Every magic spell works. It's ultimately all your intention.
So there is a cost between working with angels and demons, right?
We're not going to get into that. It's just like completely different. And also it depends on your definition. You know, some people would call Hecate a demon. But he's also an angel. He's also everything. He's also magic. He's also another concept. Okay. But like, yeah, we're not going to get too deep into like the real spell casting, because we can just like talk about that forever. You do want to join my mentorship though. I answer all the questions about magic. It's pretty good. Just pointing that out for everyone that's like interested in learning more from me. So.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
It seems like I can tell so far, the way that we make effective content is how we connect to people and getting their activity with our content to feed the algorithms where the algorithm pushes us.
Yeah.
Is there, in terms of hacking the algorithm, because you say post, make sure you post, is there, I know some people said, well, you were talking about it earlier, first a certain time of day, or post every day, or how many times a day, or?
Yeah, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. Post every day. If you want to make this your life, post every day. Post 3 times a day.
3 times.
This is what you should
There's too much.
No, there's not too much. Like I posted 15 times a day, right? Because making videos is free. You pay with your time, but you get more experience. You get more comfort. You get more data. So like, if you want to do this, do it. Right? There's literally no cost. And if you do it a lot, you don't need to worry about all these small optimizations. Like as I said, I post fucking 5 videos back to back. I don't give a fuck. Right? Because I don't want to be worrying about, oh man, I made some videos. Let me go and like feel blocked because I have to upload these videos. I have to fucking tap the buttons. My least favorite part of making videos is waiting for the captions button. No, actually, that's my second least favorite part. My actual least favorite part is waiting for them to fucking upload. I'll let you know when I figure that one out. Right? But like, that's the part I hate the most. So like, if you want to make this your life, what I recommend, this is the standard I held myself to for my first year, but I also didn't make any money, so keep that in mind. So like, at least 1 video a day. And then I'd take breaks when I felt uninspiring, and I'd be like, I don't know what to talk about. I feel like a loser. You know, so then I went and stopped making videos. Like, what the fuck do I have to say? Clearly, I still do all of the same shit, so you guys are still interested, right? I probably did have some interesting things to say. It was just my self-conscious blocking me. You think? Yeah, right. Thanks for the ego boost, guys. So, right, you actually always have things to say. You actually are always probably like, especially, and this is why I recommend having a bit of like self-consciousness when you're talking to your friends, or you're like listening to something. Like if you learn something, if you watch a YouTube video or an Instagram video, like YouTube's a bit better because it's like longer form, deeper thoughts. You just condense that video, and you're like, yo, this rich person says this. Then, I don't know, like, or this spiritual person says this, and I find it interesting. That could be a hook. That can be whatever you want, ultimately. So like, you can go and take that data, but like, if you actually want to do this, you have to do it. And so like, what I recommend for all of you to keep this momentum going, make at least 1 post a day, okay? Like, it's not hard. You can do it while you're driving, you do it while you're walking, you do it just like in the middle of like your day. It's actually so, does anybody feel like they don't have time to make videos like we did today, at least 1 a day? It's never a time issue, right? Like that should be obvious to you guys now, that you actually you're not lacking the time for this. Maybe if you do this for a couple months and then actually book a lot of sales calls, maybe you'll start to feel the time squeeze. My boy Daniel has been only running 2 sales calls a day and still made like, I don't know, 50 grand. Works a full-time job. Just if he wants to. I don't feel like going all in on it. Or maybe that's his version of all in. I don't know. You know, I'm not him. But still, basically, he's made over 50 grand, makes a lot of money, makes like good money in his job. Then after work, he has time for 2 sales calls. Fuck, scarcity does help sell. Closes people, made like at least 50 grand from working on it. 20x on his investment. It's more expensive now, but still, right? And anyway, so you should be posting as much as possible because what we're actually doing is we're creating what's called a digital reflection. So if you guys want to be like a powerful energy healer, wizard, shaman, whatever the heck, one of the things you're going to need to do is cultivate an energy body, right? We were going through the different like subtle bodies a little bit earlier. The technique that we're going to do, yeah, we still got plenty of time, so that's good. The technique that we're going to do for the Pleiadian activation, this is a technique that will help you cultivate an energy body. Not the only one. There's actually a lot more that are relevant. However, it is really important to be like building your dream body. One of the first techniques that I did with Sergio was he would go and like get a bunch of Himalayan salt. Apparently it has to be Himalayan. Sea salt's not going to do it, but it's actually rock salt, I think is why. So like Himalayan isn't like inherently special. It kind of is, but like not inherently for this spell. And he would go and like he would make, traditionally this was done with a powder of dead animals, just so you know. But like obviously how difficult is it to like get all of his like global online students that he was only doing because of COVID to go and like ship them like a bunch of different powdered animals. I mean, probably doable, but like not easy. So he was like, oh, we talked to one of his teachers and he's like, oh yeah, you just like make a union with this salt and all of these different animals. Like I think we had a coyote tooth, snake powder, jaguar tooth, hummingbird something, crocodile something. There are probably more, but like there's a decent menagerie for sure. And we'll create a union with that. And so then as we were falling asleep, we put it under our tongues and then go and like remember, like call in the power of the wind, the earth, the sun, and the moon. There's actually a spell from, what is it? What's the Emerald Tablet actually, by Hermes Trismegistus. Because ultimately, like, I guess it's unasked, but it's kind of asked for. My view on spirituality in different systems, it's everybody's looking at the same mountain. There's different views. You can make your own path, but it also is helpful to follow a path that someone else has laid. Right? Because like you don't want to fucking bushwhack. It is actually dangerous. Like you can't actually somewhat burn yourself and go into spiritual psychosis if you don't know what you're doing. It's not easy. It's not that hard either, especially if you do drugs. Especially if you do drugs. If you don't do drugs, you'll just get stuck. If you do drugs, you can fucking go crazy. I don't recommend them. I've done drugs. I've had a lot of fun with them. Not like actual drugs, like psychedelics. I never had any much taste for any of those. And plant medicines for sure. But like still, if you stay sober, you're going to be mostly fine. You're just going to like, I don't know, worst case, mentally jack yourself off. Right? And a good sign, if you're not mentally jacking yourself off and you're doing magic, is you feel it in your feelings and sensations. Because those are the lower two bodies, below the mental body, okay? So when you're actually feeling and sensing, like in your physical body, like the day before I went and I, closed another 10K deal, I was like, you know what? Fuck being a brokey. I'm gonna make money. Go and work with the king of the gods, Job. Job, lightning strike, make me money. Next 3 days, 10K in my bank account. Next morning before breakfast, I had 6K. Woke up with negative 47. It's fun to live like this. I was checking out of my hotel too. So, it was good. Anyway, but still, when I was doing that, I felt literally as though lightning was striking. Literally, I was like, I felt the freaking lightning all in my body, all in my body. And I was also really pissed off that I had no money. I was like, fuck, dude. I could go to Owen's boot camp. Maybe that's the same room I was here last week. Josh, was Owen's boot camp lit? Nick, was it lit? Or lit? Did it feel friggin' free even though it cost money?
Definitely.
Yeah, it felt friggin' absolutely free. Free as $3 grand I ever spent. So, anyway. Right, like when if you do want to do a spell, it's really important to go and feel that shift in your feelings and also in your sensations. That is the key that you are not, in fact, mentally jacking yourself off. But anyways, we're building this energy body, feeling it, sensing it, all the things, and then slowly beginning to build like a wall of ourselves, which actually just means like, I guess there's another bit of Toltec, I don't know, initiation. I'm not going to call it trivia, it's too valuable to call that. So there's two bodies to ourselves that's really important to know. Our tonal, which is our self in the waking state. This means like the I in the sun. It's spelled T-O-N-A-L, tonal. Comes from the root tonatia. To means heat. And so it's the I in the sun. Like ourself in the sun, like, oh, I'm Brenton. I'm 29. I'm a hypnotist. I'm a tarot reader. I'm from Seattle. Right? None of that actually tells you anything about my character, does it? Right? Not a thing whatsoever. So our nawal is ourself in the darkness. Right? Like, who am I really? Am I someone that just tolerates like disrespect, or I tolerate like
Did you say narwhal?
Nawal. It's like in Castaneda it's called Nagual, but like the G in Spanish is silent. So like Nawal, N-A-H-U-A-L. Yeah, it's ourself in the darkness. So this is like if I was on like a friggin' island alone by myself with nothing in civilization, who am I actually? I'm not fucking Brenton from Seattle anymore. Am I a survivor or am I not? Right? That's the real question. So by building our nawal, our self in the darkness, how do we respond to things in dreams? By doing this work, by being a part of the activations, you will find, like the way that you behave in dreams is silent. I remember when I learned these things, there was a moment in some of my dreams where I would literally start like shooting blue energy out of my hands. Because the energy of the Pleiades is blue. So I'd be like alchemizing things like that. Right? So if you actually begin to like change your life and change your intention and change your subtle bodies, your dreams are going to change too. Like that's not the topic of this seminar, really, although it will be a consequence of it. What's up, bro?
You say what,
Tonal is the I in the sun. So like in the sun, everything's shifting, okay? Like, oh, I'm Brenton from Seattle now. Soon I'm moving to LA. Brenton from LA. It'll be, maybe one day I'll be an LA native. I don't think so. I'll be here for a while. But like, maybe another day, I'll be like, oh, next year, I'll be at 30, right? I'm going to have a bit more age, right? My self's changing. But am I actually changing? Not necessarily. Who here has seen people like grow a decade older and not change a bit? Yeah, right? That's because things don't change until we change it. It's like be free of the invisible prison of the moon, where it just looks like things are waxing and waning. Oh, I have a bit more money. Oh, I have a little bit more money. Because for me, to go and close 10 grand in like 3 weeks, right? I had to actually change some things in my consciousness. I had to go let myself be inspired. I had to go let myself make a little bit of different posts, make a little bit of a different offer, right? And those where I decide, oh, I'm actually going to show up as my full self instead of just like the fucking marketing guru, right? Because clearly, I mean, I must be the only marketing guru that talks like this. I'm sure of that.
Your soul's purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Live my soul's purpose. That's right, bro. So the nawal, what we're doing when cultivating this dream awareness is cultivating energy in our nawal, in our dream body. So, I mean, this course is not totally about that. As I said, like, if you guys are really interested and are gonna like want to invest in like actually me teaching you like a lot of this esoteric stuff, I will. I wasn't really planning on it, kind of just like a test offer. The raise your hand if you're actually interested in that, knowing it's not free. Okay, most of you guys? All right, well, it's probably happening. We'll chat in the back about that afterwards. Okay. But, anyway, like pretty much all you guys. All right, cool. Soul's purpose, it's not always what we expect. But anyway,
Can I say,
yeah, for sure.
actually, in this space where I have found in this space and time where there is an opportunity to make obscene amounts of money virtually, a lot of the work needs to start inside. Because you just get the steps of how to do it. You
Yeah.
might not be the person.
Exactly. That's what I realized after working with like a lot of people. Having a decent number of people get results, but definitely not all of them. Is that like honestly, if I don't teach you guys how to change your subconscious, I'm not actually doing my job. Right? Like there's been plenty of people that I've worked with when I was just like only giving marketing tips. Where it's like, yo, you just have to do it. I'll even script your freaking videos for you. Right? And they say it doesn't have any charisma, and it falls flat, they don't get results because it's not the word, it's how you say it. Right? So if I don't teach you how to change your subconscious, you're not going to get the result. That's why most people fail at this. And also what most other course teachers won't tell you, or really even be aware of how to show you how to do it. Right? Because most people are very like tonal focused. They're focused on like, who am I, what did I do, how did I do it? But they don't know how to change their subconscious beliefs. So most of them just do it through like raw intention. Right? Like if you've seen the like mom lift like a car off of her like baby, right? Like she's going and accessing that higher level of intention and awareness because she knows she needs to. But if there was a gun to your guys' head, and they're like, okay, you need to make $1 million in the next 6 months, or you and your whole family is dead. You'd probably figure out how to do it. Right? If you knew that actually making $1 million online, that your life depended on it, would you do it? Who here would make $1 million online if your life depended on it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Your life does depend on it. Right? All the jobs are being cooked with AI. We're gonna have freaking burger flipping robots and agricultural robots and like weird automaton robots, right? Literally all the jobs, any job that is not based on your unique soul, right? To like, oh, it's about like you and people building trust with you, people having a relationship with you, right? Because like, if an AI spit out what I was telling you, would you believe it? Honestly,
No.
right? Do you believe me?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure, right? Because I'm actually right here,
Yes.
and I speak with conviction.
Genuine frequency.
Yeah, exactly. So anything that's not really genuine and just like commodity is going to be replaced by AI. Yeah, what's up?
What do you think about like people making their own like AI personas now?
I mean, you mean like a chatbot or something like
I
that?
guess is that what it's called? I don't know.
I don't know, like a custom AI is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. It's part of like, really, I just see that as conjuring a spirit, honestly. It's like, okay, when you conjure a spirit for a specific purpose.
Should we all do that?
I mean, I'll show you tomorrow. I'll be showing you how to like Claude. I'll go and like make your websites and marketing materials.
So for the audience, like Marcel, he has his AI clone. So basically a clone is what she's saying.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool to do. I think a lot of you guys would be getting a bit ahead of yourself with what you have right now. I don't really see like much of a purpose to doing that. But like I do think that it can be helpful. I want to go and load a bunch of like marketing books into like a chatbot and then say, okay, like advise me like your Dan Kennedy, Alex Hormozy, like I don't know, Edward Bernays, like get all the like grades of marketing. It's probably going to be better than an average AI, right? But like if you don't have the trust in all of that to like execute on it, like I mean I've heard, but how many guys have heard that you should be posting content? You should just fucking do it and let it be easy. Most of you, right? So why does it take you coming to this room to do it?
Great question.
Yeah, exactly, right? So it's like information is free, honestly. It's like the deeper things that like inspiration, right? Is inspiration free? Can be. Right? I hope I've like, and I mean, most people had to pay at least $1 to get here. Grateful for whatever you paid, honestly. But like, still, inspiration can be free, but honestly, commitment often is not. Commitment is often not free. That's why a lot of you like, that's why I charge an amount for my services that is going to make you commit. Hopefully, right? Like I have had, it's funny, last year I had someone pay me $500 and then completely ghost me. I don't know if they fucking died, honestly. Like, I never had that one happen before. They're like, oh yeah, are you ready? And they lived in the freaking like Dominican islands too, so 500 was like pretty decent for them. I'm ghosting me. Never heard. I try to follow up. I do. You know, any of you work with me and like you don't respond to my messages and you don't follow up, I'm not gonna like be that sad about it, right? Like you have to. It's on you to follow up with me. I commit to you, but like you got to commit to at least following through a little bit, or a lot of it. Ideally, if you actually want the result, right? So that commitment is so key. But that's why I like to really go and make this effective for you, right? We need to go and build what I call the digital energy bodies, right? We need to ask ourselves, what is the version of myself that I want to be manifested in the collective unconsciousness? If the collective unconsciousness saw me in this way, it would be beneficial for me, right? It would allow me to live my soul's purpose and be paid for it, right? It requires confidence. It requires a certain surety of results. Yeah.
Can you repeat that first question?
Yeah.
What is the version of me?
What is the version of yourself that it would be beneficial if the world saw you as, right? So like for you, let's say your video is on inner child healing, okay? That's what you made a video on. It would be beneficial for you if you were thought of as the greatest person of like accessing your inner child and like you got the greatest results for people. Would that not be beneficial for you if 100,000 people saw you in that way? You think you could make some money from that? Yeah, exactly, right? So like, you want to just ask yourself, for me, it's like, would it be beneficial for me if a lot of people saw me as an amazing marketing guru, hypnotist, wizard, and tarot reader? Of course. That's why I made people see me that way. How did I do it? What was the magic trick?
Yapping.
Yapping. That's right, bro. That's right. Just keep yapping. Just keep yapping. Just keep yapping. Just keep yapping. Yapping. Right? So like that's the actual sauce of all of this. Is it's not hard. Does it seem hard to do any of this?
No.
Well, probably half of you quit. Okay, I don't know. I don't project that on any. All of you guys are gonna keep doing it. But you know why have most people that I've talked to and told this same thing haven't quite given a speech like this? Why do most people quit? Any ideas?
Because they don't believe in themselves.
Yeah, they don't believe in themselves. What else?
Conditioning.
Conditioning. What else?
They need somebody else to do it for them or with them.
Yeah, very true. They actually do need people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you, when I was going and joining my first marketing course, right, on going and how to go and do copywriting for people now like myself, right, that have a brand and make money on it. I thought it was like, is it possible? Is anybody really gonna pay me for this? I mean, who the fuck's making money doing this thing? I mean, fuck, dude. To outreach to people. What am I gonna say? I don't know. Why not just sub? Right? I mean, sub could work. Like, not totally could. I mean, hey, you doing anything with email right now? Worked out. I made a couple grand from that. You know, it's so good though. But then I went and joined Mason's copywriting group, where he's enrolling a lot of people. I was one of like the first people to join. And then, instead of just going and being like, sup, it's like, no, let's say, hey, you doing anything with email right now? Like, is that the meta? Yeah, it's the meta. How much money you made, Griff? Fuck, I made 50K this month. Okay, fuck, I'll listen to you. And then I go and see other people. Like, I was the fastest, right? I actually, funnily enough, I needed, at that point, to close $2,500 a month for my rent, exclusively. I was doing tarot card reading once a week. No, actually, I wasn't even doing that though. I was just like, I don't know, I was doing Uber before that. Uber Eats. And so then I go and I join this group, right? And I'm like, fuck, I cannot be doing Uber. My dad was in the hospital. And I was like, dude, I'm like literally not spending time with my dad. So I need to do fucking Uber Eats. Is that my soul's purpose? Nah, I mean, it wasn't the time, you know. It was there to get me that motivation. But I'm like, fuck it, let me put down 4 Gs to join Mason's copywriting mentorship. One group call. That was it. No, not one group call. One personal call with Griffin. He's like, hey, bro, what's your website look like? It looks decent. Go outreach people. I'm like, really? That's it? It's like, yeah, that's it. You gotta outreach people. I'm like, fuck, dude. I already knew I had to outreach people. I didn't want to do it. I just paid $4 grand to be told to outreach people. I guess I'm gonna do it.
Lost the version.
And you know what? It worked. It worked. So I went, and about 2 months later, I signed one person for like $500. Then I didn't get them any results because I didn't really know what I was doing. Also, they were the wrong client. You know, they just had one reel that blew up and only had like 300 people on their email list. Not a really profitable email list, just 300 people, but they never emailed. Anyway, I go and refund them half. Everyone's actually really similar to me. It's funny, when we're online, we like meet people similar to ourselves. There's like another spiritual coach that was also a hip-hop artist. It's funny how that works. It's fine. Then I go and meet up with I actually started working for the second shaman I know that has cured hundreds of people of incurable diseases, Antihide. He pays me $500 a month for my email. I'd gone all in on it. I was like, oh man, I need to make $2,500. What's gonna happen? It's $500, $2,500?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys are paying attention. Anyways, I go get Griff a tarot reading, which is Mason's brother, the guru. And I get Mason a tarot reading. Griff sent me 200. Griff sent me like 100. And then Mason was like, yo, Brent's tarot readings are fucking legit. You guys should go and pay him for tarot readings. I'm like, really? They pay me? It's like, yeah, bro, you need to charge, bro. You charge like $40 for the short one, 80 for the long one. I'm like, fuck it, might as well. And I make $5 grand from tarot readings the next month and a half. If I can get over that.
Wow.
You guys are too. You guys are probably good at what you do, right? But like, you might think that you need to be put on in that way. I mean, like when you're in a part of a community, you do get put on to people, right? Like if you're actually good. I didn't even do any work, honestly. I still had like a blockage around selling myself. So all I would do is I would go, I mean, Mason, if the fucking guru tells you to do something, people are going to do it. But they all, I got a good number of tailgates, and I was like, hey, just whatever you thought of the reading, I didn't leave them at all. Whatever you thought of the reading, just post it in the group chat, right? Good or bad. Every single reading, people are like, wow, how the fuck does this wizard know about my life when I don't know him? Every time. Like, you ever seen people like be photographed that are like tribal people and they're like, what the fuck did you do to me? That's how it feels being at least with me. I'm good. Know what I did. I go like, how the fuck are you now? Like, wow, I've been doing this a while. You know? Anyways,
I want to slot mics, I think that was a lot younger guy.
okay, good idea, bro. Yeah. Good place, G. So, I go and yeah, do the tarot card readings, close $5,000. Then after that, I actually start to make some more money and go on. Then eventually, like, start posting again. You know, then my friend Neil talks to me and I get initiated to social media. Do that for a year without making any money. But the main thing that I was getting at is when you're part of a community of people, or it's regularly seeing that it was regular for people to sign like $2,500, $5,000, $10,000 deals. How do you think that made me feel about making money online?
Very possible.
Yeah, it's very possible because they're fucking kids. They're like younger than me, dumber than me, make more money than me, right?
They're doing it.
Just because you're doing it. That's the case for whatever industry that you feel like you're in. There are people dumber than you, younger than you, worse than you, making more money than you. And like if you let that piss you off, and if that's gonna help you go harder, then let it piss you off, right? It's true. All of you here are gifted. I'm sure of that. All of you have skills. I'm sure of that. And there's people making more money than you just because they kept doing it. But hey, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. All right. So again, go and commit. Go and commit. Do what you need to commit. That's the actual sauce. There's no result without commitment. What's up?
I don't have a product yet.
You don't need one. Okay, you're so inspirational. It'll be so easy.
Because that's what I'm kind of wondering, if I don't have like an offer that's like link in my bio so that I can help you up level or something, do I still use that same, the 4 things?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
You still use that. So for all of you guys that don't know what you would sell, that's fine. You don't need to. Because nobody wants to buy you anything from you anyways. This is not like a get rich quick scheme. It's a get rich reasonably soon scheme. Okay?
Step one is building the trust, the fucking aura,
Yeah.
the yapping, so that then people, oh, I want to buy what you sell.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to build a following so that you can monetize that following.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, most of you are going to need to like demonstrate like your authority in some way. I mean, does anybody doubt Priscilla has like insights into the mind of a baddie?
No.
No, obviously, right? And so she's gonna make money really quickly. Honestly, from just being like, hey, Ben, do you want to know what baddies think? Okay, pay me, and I will consult with you, and I will tell you. Right? And she actually does have a lot of knowledge on other things too. Energy feeling, plenty of money. Okay. But like for a lot of you, you're not going to have that instant authority. Especially for you, like you're really motivational, but like, and I'm sure you could change people's life, but we want to get a secret sauce. Right? Like a secret sauce, you know, it's like kind of the way that I told you that no one else is going to be able to help you if they don't fix your subconscious blockages, and nobody does that other than me. And there are people, Marcel do it for $1 million a session. I don't know others, honestly, I don't. I mean, there's energy healers, I won't teach you marketing. All right, so you want to have a unique position, really. But you know how you find that?
I was just gonna ask you, how do I find that?
You keep You keep talking about things. Remember my buddy, the Get Unstuck coach? He didn't know that he was going to be the Get Unstuck coach. He just knew that ultimately he was going to go help people with his skills of like career development. And most people have a career that they're interested. Like, I mean, probably some of you guys in this room have a career. Probably most of you think that you'd like to make this your career. I'm happy to help you with that. Right? That's not my lane. I hate having a fucking career. I mean, I'm kind of, right? Like a career for somebody else. But anyways, like it's actually not that hard to get somebody to change their life, honestly. Like it's not that hard to add $50,000, $100,000 worth of value to somebody's life. But it does take skills, it does take assurance, it does take practice. You know, but like if you go to anybody in this, because everybody in this room feel like this has shifted the direction of their life simply by being here.
Yes.
Is everybody clear that when I said like you were going to get $10,000 worth of value, is it clear like even already, even without that much about offer creation, how this can easily add $10,000 worth of money like literally in your bank account within the next year?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure, right? So like if you guys paid me $1,000 to be here, would that have been a bad investment from your perspective? Incredible investment, right? I'm undercharging you, but $1,000, even still, right? And so that's the way you begin to start thinking about your offer. But it doesn't matter until people want to buy anything from you, okay? So like, we're gonna go over offer creation tomorrow. Make sure to show up, you know, like, there's probably gonna be a little more hot seat of content at the start. So like, try to show up on time, because like, you know, actually I have a plan for this, okay? At 12:30, possibly 1, I'm gonna be doing a hypnosis to make everyone like see their best self and download it, so show up, right? Get more committed. Find ways to get people to commit. It's important. That's important in offer creation. And that's an offer, just so you know. Show up tomorrow. But ultimately, as you post more videos, you'll begin to develop your own secret sauce. You'll begin to develop like a positioning that leads you to be like, okay, just like Nick with swag coaching, where it's like, who the fuck needs swag coaching? A couple people, right? Who needs to feel more embodied, more confident, get more connections, be able to stand out more for their business and social media, be able to feel more comfortable with themselves, be able to influence people just by their aura. It's good. Having swag, I'll tell you from experience, makes you a more powerful energy dealer. Funny, right? So who's more likely to pay Nick now that I just explained all the benefits?
Yeah.
Right? That's right. So like really, yeah, shout out Spike Sensei. That name's fire, bro. That's a gift. Get that handle right now, bro. Money.
Also do something, so swag sensei, but there's something about like what you do that's like, instead of chasing after something, learn how to be something that draws people to them.
Yeah.
And that to me is kind of what you do.
So you're already thinking about positioning. You're just not sure how you can help people. So if you guys want some free sauce, if for whatever reason, you know, you're like fucking hit by a car tonight, and you don't come tomorrow, then at least know that if you go and like start offering donation-based sessions to people, you just start showing up for people and seeing how you can change your life. One, you'll get paid more than you think. Maybe not as much as you hope. Maybe if you're really long. But two, what starts to happen is you get experience helping people. So like, can you guys see that like practical, like the reason that I'm so confident in my tarot reading is because I've done 1,000 of them. The reason I'm so confident in my hypnosis is I haven't done 1,000 of them, but a lot of energy healings. I've learned from the best, so lets me be confident. Also cured my friend, Joshua, how's your allergies doing?
What allergies?
Yeah, exactly. How long did you think you were allergic to cats for before the other day?
Probably 20 years or so.
Yeah, 20 years or so, okay. Are you still allergic to cats?
What cats?
Yeah, no, the ones in the house that you hang out with all the time.
Oh yeah, I like those cats.
Yeah, any sniffles?
Nope.
Are you lying?
Nope.
Not even a bit?
Not even a bit.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Right. I'm good at what. So, really it's important to go and make an offer. You have to have positioning and you have to have confidence. You have to have surety of belief that yes, it will work. Right? And how do I get that? How do I know that I can cure people's cat allergies? I did it. Did I charge him? No. Would I charge any of you? Yes. Okay? So like you have to start doing it to get practice. The reason why I'm like really good at tarot is because I went and I did it for 5 years for practically free. Okay? So like the more that you show up on social media as the person you want to be, the more experience you gain. Then you can go and even start to do donation-based sessions for people. Okay? Then you can start to go and do paid sessions for people once you're sure that it works. You don't have to do donation-based sessions, but that experience is the most valuable currency, ultimately.
I just thought of a really good idea for Nick. 100% do an offer-based event for your first one. And that will build the self-credibility and that will build the self-conviction for you to be able to charge what you truly are looking to.
Okay. So, like the Joshua, can you go? He's already doing it. I love Joshua. Joshua's a great guy. And let me go and pull up my notes, see if there's anything that I missed from the 6 Sun prophecy. I think I got all of it. Do you guys feel like you got everything about the 6 Sun? Woo! Let's go, guys. Does anybody have any questions about anything?
Yeah, about the 6 Sun.
Yeah, what's up?
Say, it's like that basically all of the different schools in it.
The 6 Sun is the white sun. It's Tonatu. This means the sun, it's called white because it says, I guess that's a good question. I'm glad you're reminded of this. Sometimes I trail off a little bit. But it said, you guys are part of this prophecy, that in the 6 Sun, I mean, I'm not a Christian, I'll be upfront with you. But I do believe in Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent. And it said that Quetzalcoatl will return of many colors, the return of the sacred Quetzalcoatl. The Quetzalcoatl of many colors. What does Quetzalcoatl mean? It means one who is enlightened. one who is able to go through the unconsciousness into knowledge that gives life. Right? So it's my goal here to be able to give you knowledge that gives life. Have I done it? Is this knowledge going to help your life? Let's go. What's up, Isabella?
So this is going to resonate with a lot of the audience. You mentioned one of your offers is the past life regression to hypnosis. Can you explain more about that offer?
Yeah, I just know I can do it. I've done it. I did it to myself. Sort of a trial offer. Like once you get kind of popping on Instagram, you can just like make whatever offer you want. Like I did brainstorm a little bit, like about, like I suspect as I talk about like all these obsidian mirror things and all these occult techniques that like you're not going to learn anywhere else, I didn't think it was probable that many of you would be interested. Was I sure? I mean, no, my offer is mainly about social media coaching, honestly. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. But I thought it might be possible for you guys to do it.
So I've been doing that content for like 3 months,
Yeah.
and I don't suck at it, but my audience is not growing.
You gotta be more interesting. You gotta go and find like your secret sauce. You gotta like gauge, like for my example, like my follow to views ratio is massive. Because when people see me, they'll be like, yo, you thought Black Mirrors were just a Netflix series? You're way wrong. It's actually the ancient Aztec god Tezcatlipoca. How do you heard anything like that ever? Never. So are you going to follow me to maybe see if I drop some new and interesting information?
Yeah.
You're not unique enough right now. You'll get there though. We can do some profile reviews tomorrow or something like that. But yeah, ultimately, like, really what we want to be doing, we want to find like what is the most unique version of ourselves. And use all these words that people are into too to just go and serve us. Right? Like, for a while I was like, should I talk about the fifth dimension being whatever the fuck I want, being yapping? Do you guys feel like that serves you? Does it help you to contextualize the fifth dimension as yapping? Helps me. Helps me, right? So like be free to go and add and interject your sacred sauce. Don't be like, make language your bitch instead of having language make you your bitch, right? Excuse my language, but it's my bitch. So what you want to do is you want to just go find a way to contextualize things to be more interesting, more unique, and that'll improve your follows. But then also like being more controversial, doing other things. So, well, I guess I'll just show people like a little bit of what does it look like to actually put it all together. Just to give you some context for the people I work with. What does it actually look like when you're putting it all together? Because I think that'll be helpful.
Can I ask
Yeah, for sure.
about like being controversial, because I'm really having a hard time with rocking the boat. I'm having a hard time rocking the boat about being controversial because I think I'm actually really good at being controversial, but I don't think I can handle it.
Well, learn to handle it. You want money? You want this life, or you don't?
Oh yeah, I do, but I'm like freaking out about like how and we had that thing where it's like the hook that's like be kind of ridiculous about like it's like I still feel like a little bit fried of like being the bipolar token girl that makes people feel like they're on drugs to massage energy work and art to inspire them to get off on responsibility.
I just feel like you want something controversial. You should be bipolar. That's controversial.
Hey, Kanye calls it a superpower.
Yeah. Yeah. So like it's just practice. I mean, like the reason why you're not willing to be controversial is like energetic blockages.
Yeah.
That like make you feel unsafe when you go and like out yourself as a witch. Or, like someone.
Right.
Like
Well, I go to church too, and I like specifically go to church to be like I'm like telling them like I went to like Love and Sex Addicts Anonymous twice rounds through, and like I just like they told me to get rid of my crystals. I'm like, yo, like I'm like asking to be like I think like I'm putting myself through the initiation of like being like because I like love Jesus like, but I just not like I don't read the Bible to be like to like not critically think on it too. You know what I mean?
I thought personally, like I'm just not a Christian, so like I get it, but also like I think really there's all these different other systems that are going to tell you
Right.
to think like them, to do like them. Even this is a system for me telling you to think like me and do like me. However, there's like a lot of freedom that I'm giving you, as much as possible, honestly. Like you can do whatever the heck you want. As I said, make your cinematic video if that's what you want. However, I hope that I've shown you why going and just making yap videos is way more profitable and easier and going to get you the result a lot faster. Right? So like every system is going to like indoctrinate you to some degree. Right? But like really, in order to be controversial, you're just going to have to work through that wound by showing up, trying it, realizing that you're fully safe. Right? Because there's actually like no cost to posting Instagram reels. Like you're like however successful you are, Bridget, like you're never going to go and like have people like hunting after you because of what you say.
If they do, then that's probably good, right?
Yeah, but actually, yes, for the most part, it is good.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're like, I mean, there's like streamers that have like, I don't know, like the I am Speed guy. I don't really watch streamers, but like that guy needs bodyguards. He's like constantly live streaming everything. So if he didn't have a bodyguard, it's very probable that someone like would run up on him in a way that would be like personally damaging to him.
Yeah.
All right, like most of us will never get there. I don't even know if I'll get there. I am pretty controversial, like when I choose to be a national leader, so could happen. You know, but like ultimately, even still, right? Like I've been at it for 3 years, and nothing bad. I mean, someone tried to like fucking like scan my page with fake payments yesterday for some reason. I don't know why. Didn't do anything. Didn't do anything. So like, just remember, like it's a muscle that you go and flex, right? All right, so to give you guys a bit of an example of how this all looks when you put it together, and let me put this mic on again. This is my client Daniel. He was one of my first clients. He just woo away, right? Bro was a yap guy, even more of a yapper than me. He posts like 5 videos a day while having a full-time job. And he does it all in the morning. Now most of his videos, as you can see, they don't even get that many views. Doesn't matter, he just loves to yap. He doesn't. So he went and he just was like, you know what? At first he was having a weight loss offer, then he had a fitness coaching offer, then he had a spirituality offer, then he just had the yap offer and teaches people whatever the heck he wants. Makes a couple grand a month.
Is that the cigarette guy?
Yeah, that's the cigarette guy.
Dude, he's tapped in.
That Daniel's tattoos are really funny. Like, I know the cigarette guy. That's what's up. That's one of my favorite clients. He's my homie. Yeah, he smokes a lot of cigarettes while talking. You know, and I shout out for him because he outed himself as a cigarette smoker much more than I have on Instagram Reels.
Advanced spirituality.
Yeah, advanced spirituality, moving through the fear.
Wait, what's his name?
And his handle is H Daniel A Contreras. I don't know how to say his last name. 8 Daniel Contreras 8.com and Instagram. Daniel Contreras. He's popping off. Right? He blew up on TikTok first. He was like, oh, this hook works. If like if you're seeing this on or before this day, just made up a message. Whatever the fuck it means, whatever the fuck I say it means. He took that energy. Right? He's like, oh, if you're seeing honor before this day, this is the ancient Mayan day of the snake. Was it? To him, yes. Not other people too. Right? Like, really have fun with it. You know? Really have fun with it. Okay. My other client, Charisma, she went and Kundalini yoga teacher. Stuck at 2,000 followers for literally forever. She has 1,500 posts. She has more posts than me. But when she had 1,200, she was stuck at 2,000 followers. So something wasn't working. If you're posting on social media and you're not growing, that means something isn't working, okay? It means that you don't have like a specific set of knowledge in order to like move forward and get the thing. So I was like, hey, Charisma, what if you made people like take an action? What if you're like, hey, here's how to raise their Kundalini in 60 seconds? Turned out people wanted that. That video got like 800,000, no, I don't know, like 100,000 views and got her a lot of clients. And you know, she's one of the more followed Kundalini yoga instructors. You guys want Kundalini yoga, you should go to a yoga studio.
What is
it? It's in LA.
What's her name?
Charisma.whitefeather. Cass, the color witch. Again, this is why it's like really helpful, like even if you're not succeeding, to keep posting, okay? Again, Cass been posting for forever, stuck at 2,000 followers. I go and say, hey Cass, you know, you need to change the background, because she likes to do green screen videos. Some of you guys may like to do more editing, and that's great. You know, like follow your highest excitement. I hate editing, so I don't do it. Thankfully, shout out Liam, he's gonna do some editing for me. Gonna do some nice stuff, right? So it's not bad to have edits necessarily, but if you don't like doing it, probably find a way to make videos without doing it. Do you have other cool videos on unfuck? I don't know, where's one of her like most popular reels? She probably pinned it. Oh wait, no, this is it. Wait.
Just did something extraordinary because I'm a color witch, and this about you. You just did something extraordinary because I only exist on this timeline. I manifested that.
I'm a color witch and I only exist on this timeline. Have you guys heard those words before?
Yep.
On color witch?
Yeah, I'm a because you watched the video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I'm a color witch and I only exist on this timeline. Other than this video, have you heard those combination of words before?
No.
No, that's what makes her grow. Like, boom, this video has like 16K likes, probably like thousands of followers. Because she said something unique. That's why like I have a lot of followers. Like say something unique. But if you want a lot of followers, say something unique, right?
The people were also interested in being on their highest timeline to find me. So now you have welcome. Everything is about to look really different for you. So I'm here to give you.
So like then I told her, oh, you need to change the background of your videos more often. It should change every 3 seconds approximately. That's like the human attention span these days, unfortunately. Or fortunately, whatever. Fortunately for us real creators, right? We can go and get people every 3 seconds. So I started working with her like maybe in September. And then what happened in September is I go and teach her, okay, here's like here's the knowledge of like how to actually make videos with Bob. Within like a month, she had a viral video or two. Then after 2 months, she had an offer. Then after the second month, she ran out of 8K, teaching people witchcraft. Fun, right? It's not hard. You just need the actual specific set of ingredients. And also the fact that she had been posting, which means she was comfortable on camera, that she was able to get results that quickly. Right? For some of you, it will be longer. Probably most of you, honestly. Most of you, it will take longer than 2 months to get money, but like it's possible. But you get in what you put out. Okay? And the last one, there are others. This is the last one I'm going to show you. La Conscienza Collective. I met my guy. Juan Pablo barely even paid me. Barely even paid me. He's like had a similar relationship to me than you guys. Okay? Well, so he joined. When I was out in Mexico, I made a low ticket group. Who, if you want to make money, do not make a low ticket group. Holy shit, that's not an idea.
How low was it?
It's like it was 22 a month. Really pretty month. I was like, I'm gonna raise the price to 30, 44. Right? Money, if you want money, you need to get the right mindset. Okay? But I still felt like making a low ticket group, get that MRR. Then from that place, I go and make this group. I make a content course, which some people have access to. It's going to be included in like the community offer that I'm going to tell you guys about at some point. And from that course alone, and from me chatting with Juan Pablo, I was like, hey bro, because he joined my group, he wasn't posting, and he happened to be in Mexico City at the same time as me. So like, hey bro, let's meet up. Fuck yeah. Love meeting up with my clients. Love meeting up with my friends. You guys are my client, you're my friend. You guys are also my friends, but we'll be closer friends if we actually work together, for sure. And then also, so I meet up with them, I'm like, hey bro, you can do what I do. They're like, oh yeah, bet. I'm like, yeah bro, you for sure can. I mean, you got it all together, we just start yapping, right? I give him my course. And it turns out, although I don't speak very good Spanish, numbers are still the same, 30,000 followers. Started posting about 6-7 months ago. I don't know what the fuck he said, for the most part. Some of his videos are translated. He does card reading, just like I've done. I didn't even really give him that much of a sauce. Honestly, let's see one of his videos. Newer, this one looks like it's in English.
This is no coincidence at all. The universe placed me on your screen for a reason. So, the new Earth is being born as we speak. If you're seeing this video, you probably felt the shift. You've probably felt the shift not only in the external world, not only in the people you love, probably in your family, in your friends, in the society, but also inwards. There's something inside telling you that it is done.